be employed and not earn minimum wage. Minimum wage of the people who are starting on a few sidonga. Minimum wage in America is $300, $500 and $300 per week. That can't feed a typical American. But you don't hear none of them sidonga talk about minimum wage and complain about minimum wage. At Jamaica 1 year, and it's been used as a talking point. 80% to 90% of Jamaicans aren't on minimum wage. Not to be Chinese pay minimum wage, but we need to behave better. And that is it. Yeah, him sit down and as a member of parliament, come in a parliament, can talk. And this is the difference between the two. Senator Harbin Hill was making a presentation about a young man that he met in a supermarket. And he went to the supermarket by like somebody tell him a government minister, whatever, he can help you. The little boy go to Harbin, he'll have packing his bag and bringing out the bags and say, nothing now go and feed me, want a little help. You know what Harbin Hill did? He called, cause every member of parliament, every one of them government have links to Heart. And he called and he got him enrolled in Heart. And he said, right now the young man is working on a ship. When you hear the difference between the two, the boy go to Harbin and say, him a money, him a beg, you know, Harbin Hill get him certified through Heart, get him qualified to be working on a ship to get you foreign currency, earning and taking care of his family. What is going on with the young man where Julian Robinson proudly states in Parliament saying now work for minimum wage in the same place when they? Same place.
Reverend, I disagree slightly with the view that minimum wage is a person who are just starting out. Because you can just start out in the work world, you know, you start out with a degree. Minimum wage is really to prevent exploitation of the working poor or the populace. Minimum, if you are 40, if you are 40 years old and you still at work minimum wage, something is wrong with you.
Exactly.
Something is wrong with you.
What I must point to as well, minimum wage is also far, and this is why I keep saying, I guess we do not understand the persons who pay minimum wage. Persons who pay minimum wage salaries are like middle class workers who employ nanny, caregivers, and so forth. The person who we have a shop and he makes money stay in the shop, come help them in the shop. Middle class people are the ones who employ others and have them as employees are the most likely ones to pay minimum wage. And you are now telling these middle class workers who are making the sacrifices out of their salary to start pay high amounts to individuals that do the least. And I'm saying this as a person who was affected personally by minimum wage. My child has him know himself him have a nanny. From him, he was 3 months and about, call it 4 months old, because she started after he became 4 months old and she was here. All she do, burp my baby, because she never have to mix buckle, because I pump the milk and leave it here. And she wash out the buckle. All she had to do was sit down, attend to him when he wake up, play with him, give me buckle, and that's it. She didn't cook for me or anything, and me have to make sure say food is here for her to eat. And then at the same breath, I had to turn around, and at the time, minimum wage was $7,000 per week, and I had to pay her $7,000 per week. By the following year, I did $10,000. I have to pay her $10,000. When me say minimum wage, I go to, I say, no, sir, me cannot afford this. Me can, you know what me do? Me send me pitney go to preschool. I went cheaper. Me send me pitney go to school because it was cheaper. So what I'm trying to say is the people who pay the minimum wage and not necessarily the Chinese man don't pay minimum wage. They just get that out of the way. And the middle class workers who employ individuals too.
I want to say something. Tell me how can we make PMP dominate the issue of minimum wage as a problem? It just doesn't make any sense at all. The same thing with unemployment. It shouldn't be an issue that we have to defend.
True.
Because listen, Minimum wage, was it acceptable when it was 9,000 odd? So how come it goes to 15?
No, you must mean 6,500.
I mean, from the last time, where it came from, the last move it made was from, I think, $9,000 something.
It was at $12,000, I think, and then went up to 15.
Right.
The last installment.
You know why,
Churchill? How can more be a problem? It's just twisted how PMP has allowed to lead the narrative and make people believe that progress is bad.
No, you know why? Their voices and that is so dominant because you see, when the leader has a response to that, to the minimum wage, right? And he goes on a platform and he speaks about minimum wage and that response. PNP is very consistent, and that is what I want to get us. I want to get us to be as consistent with certain responses. You see, something repeated often enough becomes believable to the masses, right? And that is what I keep stressing. We need to have responses. It's like them standardizing response. If we talk to any PNP now and tell them about minimum wage, the first response is going to be, 6,200 could I buy more them time there than the 15,000 buy now. Bullshit. But that's no matter. No matter if I bullshit. What matters is that they might get people to believe that bullshit, right? And that is what we want to get in our heads as labor rights. We say, right? Yes, we might have the facts in our favor. But separate apart from that, we need for the message to resonate. And in order for the message to resonate, it takes repetition, right? Sometimes standardization of the message, right? And consistency, right? So, because sometimes we have mixed responses to these things, the message not resonate. Any PNP are going to tell you, say, 6,200 can't buy. No, 6,200 could I buy far more. Any one of them are going to tell you that. When you talk about the taxes, them are going to tell you, say, yeah, we don't have taxes, but you can't buy food at supermarket. You understand me? I say you can't afford. That's what them are going to say, We know a bullshit, right? We know some people, you have yes, you're going to always have struggles, and you're going to have where people have challenged buying food, but we know, say, there's a lot going on now in terms of, improvement in a people's life. A lot of people are able to do more now. Somebody gave me a very good analogy the other day, right? Or a very good response. So they must just post like how much patty used to sell for, and how much patty, the current price of patty. And them say all they do is they just do the maths and divide it and say, okay, like I say, 130 for patty was for 130 when minimum wage was 6,200, and just divide it and say it's for 230 now. When it's $15,000 and divide it, and whatever the figures were, just giving those as example. He said the 15,000 can buy more patty now. You understand me? I say, so because them now pay attention to say you can do the maths and know, say, boy, the 15,000 work out more. Them just did put up some wild figures. And that was a very good way to even shut down something like that if somebody were to bring it to you.
Right? Foresight, there are people out there who are trying to make the argument what Dayton Campbell come with about increasing tax on imported goods. They're trying to make the argument that, it's a good thing. Now, when the Prime Minister reduced GCC tax on electricity, them can't see it as a good thing. But they can't see that increasing tax on imported food now. They can't see it as a bad thing. Them can't see that.
The issue doing Churchill is not for the PNP to see it as a good thing, because the PNP will not see any of the proposals by the JLP as a good thing. What is more important than that is the PNP not allowed to something to control the narrative that is not a good thing. Meaning that outside of the PNP, right, the national mood and the national perception must not be something that the PNP control. We must dominate these discussions to ensure that the masses, right, think it is a good thing and receive it as a good thing. So our job is not to convince the PNP that anything that we propose is a good thing.
I agree.
Our job is to
Foresight,
convince the nation.
guys, look at it this way. If we have free healthcare and the PNP is telling the public that they gonna give them affordable health care. And the people them a jump with it. They already have free health care, you know. And them a jump for affordable health care. Them don't know the difference between free and affordable.
No, but
Huh?
PNP will jump for anything what PNP say.
Trust
But
me,
Remember, you
they
know, the
are
PNP,
stupid.
then think back way.
They think back where they're stupid.
Then think back way.
what
You
we
not
want,
realize that, then think back way.
Wait,
yeah, but
listen. You see, I agree with foresight. Or you can't convince. Just like how no comrade can't convince us labor right of nothing. We can't convince them of nothing, you know. Because we know so what them are come with is bullshit. We do not. The Labour Party does not require the validation of the People's National Party or any comrade. We do not need it. We don't need no validation. So our job is not to convince comrade. Our job is to ensure that the party's message gets out there. We get to the people. We speak to the people. We get on the ground
exactly.
and campaign to the people. Our achievement, break it down to the people so that we can so that they can understand. Because we realize we know the kind of environment we exist in. We know the kind of electorate and the educational level of the electorate we're dealing with. So our message is to go out
Feel like
here to the people, bring it to the people, not to convince comrade.
not to convince comrade.
Because we can't.
If they never to allow comrade to control the
That's an
narrative.
effort. That's an effort in futility. You know, make no sense. That's not our job. And the Labour Party, Governmental Party,
A regular you we are saying now place where people walk going now. We are talking about the outdoor work them now. I work for $2,500 and $2,000. You know how much years the day pay for one construction laborer at 2.5 and he work hard. The same amount of work them I do now because the work not change, but them I get more money because now the lease a contractor can pay you or should pay as a construction laborer $4,000, but a five them to pay. But in some cases, the lease they can give you a four, depends on the amount of money they might use and they want to give one a blind or some man a blind. But now, minimum wage increase, a whole heap of youth out there I do construction labor work and it a sweet them because some of them are do it that long when it did $2,500 and since them are two minimum wage increase come in, them start benefit. So RPMP do attacks them love the poor and the average man, but at the JLP we see execute most policies benefiting the poor and the average man, and that is a fitting example.
So part of the issue though is it's not that we're trying to sometimes even convince PMP, you know, but in our messaging, we still have to point out the flaws in the PMP thinking. We have to point out how illogical they are. And by doing that, we have to make comparisons and contrast. We have to show.
have been doing that, Churchill. We have been doing that.
Right. So
We should continue on
I'm
that
just saying,
path. Continue.
I'm just saying, it's all in one. We're putting out the message, and we have to define what they're doing as illogical and flawed. Yeah? And that's why a comparison to what the PMP done in the past relative to now. Some people attack say they don't want to hear about the past. You know why? They don't want to hear about the bad things that PMP done for Jamaica. But we have to put that out there for young people to understand. Because a lot of young people don't understand that, you know. And we have to put it to them. We have to show them the contrast. Yeah? And
So
show
let me
them
put it on Churchill, because I don't want you to misunderstand. The debates with the comrade, you know, I'm a stickler for that. You know me, I advocate for having debates with comrades. Some people say, oh, don't debate with comrade. Me believes of debate with them. But when I debate with them, it's not to convince them. So I'm not suggesting that we don't debate with them and we don't have them. But my purpose when I debate with them is not to convince the comrade. It's to ricochet the message off of them to the public. Right? That is my purpose when I deal with a comrade. Because remember, you know, when a comrade and a talk to a labor, right, the audience is there. You might have neutral people in the audience, right? And they are listening both sides to see which side makes sense. You have to think about those people. Most times we have the stronger argument because what? We have the facts, right? And we have a track record, right? Of being managing the affairs of the country much better than PNP, right? So when me draw a comparison sometime, it's not the comrade me have in mind when me I do that. A people in the audience. So we must continue doing what we are doing, Churchill. But don't get discouraged if we're not reaching the comrade or if we feel like say, oh, it don't make a difference. Because it's not about them. The discussion is never about convincing them.
It's bigger than them. It's not about convincing comrades because you can't do that. That's an effort in futility.
Right.
And so when I hear some liberals say, "Oh, the media is not our side," I don't business about that because the media is there to sell paper. So they might come with a sort of story to sell paper. So that shouldn't be our focus. What our focus should be: counteracting the message, putting out the party's message to the public, breaking it down so in bite-sized pieces, so the public can get it. That is our function. I don't care about whether observers to society is not saying labor. That's no business. That no matter in the grand scheme of things. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the chairman for observer and the chairman for gleaner, you not see them a ballot box of vote. You get me? So they're not important. They're not important. Our aim should be when they put out the foolishness, we're there to offer the better side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Better side and the correct side of the story in bite-sized pieces so that the public at large can understand. You get me? That Daniel Archer and the whole of them, now they're ballot box, they not vote. They not vote. Gillette Carl and the rest of them not vote. You get me? So, whether we're not here to convince them and to say, oh, come on Labour side. We don't need them on our side. The Labour Party won 2 terms without the media on our side, and we can do it a 3rd time. And we will. We will. So them, they are immaterial. They're not relevant right now. They're not relevant.
And with the repetition is working.
Paper.
The conversations on social media, right? The responses, the clapbacks to the comrades' misinformation are now becoming standardized. And it is as a result of these discussions that we have. So it is happening, right? We are seeing more. We are getting far more traction now, right? So we see we're to make a difference. So we just need to continue. We just need to be consistent and be repetitive with message.
So a point, case in point 4-5. I don't know how the hell Observer could come up with that bullshit story to say our Prime Minister is the biggest loser for 2024. I don't know what metric they're using. But when you read it, you can see the apparent bias in it. So that is why I said, folks. The paper then they sell news, they sell news and conjecture and propaganda. That's how they make money. They're in the business of making money. You get me, people? So they're not relevant in the grand scheme of things. They really aren't. And we fool ourselves thinking that they should be on our side or why do comrades spread so much lie? That's what they're there to do, to spread the lie.
Remember,
we must carve out our own niche. We must carve out our purpose.
The next thing I want to tell you, right?
To carve out. We have a purpose to guide what we do.
The next thing I want to tell our labor rights too is that remember PNP, them have the tougher task. Sometimes here we are talk like PNP have the tougher task,
They have
because
it, yes.
They have to win 18 seats without losing any.
Seats.
We just need to connect with the people in our constituency and work on our retention plan. Right? If we have a good retention plan, right, and execute properly, PNP in trouble. Right? And them already in trouble. We see them move now. The caretaker from Central Kingston. That's a PNP territory. And if them have trouble in our PNP territory, you can just imagine the challenges what them are going to have in the other seat them. You understand? So not everything me I go disclose because sometimes you don't even want to create awareness, to your opponent. But them have some problems. Them have a lot of challenges. Because apart from the noise, there's also groundwork. And pimping on a track record.
HR, what on
Campaign
your
on.
side?
None.
Here, see the new letter will come up from Lawrence Rowe. Fake polls them use and replace him.
Yeah, I saw it.
But what stood out to me, and I see somebody post it as well, on December 22nd, 2024, I'm going to read verbatim or verbatim, whichever is the correct word. Let me
Verbatim.
read it. Thank you. Verbatim. I wrote to the General Secretary to express concerns about the sincerity of the KSA MC's commitment to winning the seats. Let me read that over. I wrote to the General Secretary to express concerns about the sincerity of the KSAMC's commitment to winning the seats. So I understand when since KSAMC gets involved in a commitment to win a seat. I also inquired whether resources were being deliberately withheld to frustrate my efforts. Why does a MP caretaker has access to KSAMC resources? The General Secretary, which is Dayton Campbell, refute these allegations. How is Dayton Campbell involved with KSAMC's involvement to be making commitment for resources to be given to an MP caretaker? Is it that the responsibility and the roles and function of the KSAMC have now changed?
First of all, if them did think that candidate had a good chance of winning, they want to remove him.
They would remove him. And they have 18 seats. They have 18 seats. But what he does, he is also showing that the KSAMC is actively involved in putting resources for caretakers. The KSAMC is being used by the PNP to win election. Why is it that a caretaker has access to KSAMC's resources? He think he has access so much to it that he
That's
is
why $1 billion
obligated
missing.
to it.
That's why the $1 billion missing. They might use public fund for frontline campaign.
Let me read it over. Let me read it over. December 20, and it's chronological of events. December 22nd, 2024. I wrote to the General Secretary, which is Dr. Dayton Campbell. So we use name and take out. I wrote to Dr. Dayton Campbell to express concerns about the sincerity of the KSAMC. So I assume say are the mayor. Swaby's commitment to winning the seat. I also inquired whether resources were being deliberately withheld to frustrate my efforts. So the resources were for the councillor is being rerouted to a non-elected individual. Dayton Campbell refute these allegations. What is KSAMC doing with government resources to a non-elected member?
That them are doing a naughty St. Elizabeth with Bulika Jeff, the council them not spend the money. That's why me call upon Mackenzie what there. Them are withhold it and divert the money to them political aspirants.
He
And
just
me I wonder when the Labour Party will take action.
They're using the municipality, rerouted from the councillors and giving it to MP caretaker.
National PMP policy it is, Ren's girl. It is a national policy. Everybody can attest to it. The PMP councillors island-wide are not working. They must save every money to the MP. They exist already. And the potential ones island-wide, Desmond Mackenzie need to do something about it quick.
Okay. Well, me glad I don't know. No read it. December, our date. Let me go back and read it. December 22. It really needs to be looked into. 22nd, 2024.
You have some forces behind the PNP where I work with the PNP.
That's why they went down. Them know they never have the
And,
money. That's why they went down pants so them want with municipality.
and the
Because they
nation.
knew.
Citizens of Jamaica need to look beyond the PNP and realize, when you support the PNP, right, they are supporting the PNP, them think it's a PNP, them a vote for, but they are supporting, a system that has nothing to do with them. And it can become clearer and clearer to them as they draw closer to the election. People don't know. People who have voted for PNP at this time don't know what they must support. A lot of them don't know. Them think say just an next party them are put in power. Them not realize what going on.
Yeah, you can continue. Sorry for break. No continue now, man. We're talking about spreading our words and our whatever. Yeah.
One of issues at play. One of things at play. Under the quiet. One of things. One concerted effort there to bring down Andrew Onis. And concerted effort there. Right? They might grapple with the issue. So it's not about wanting Jamaica to be great. It's an attack against the greatness of Jamaica and the independence of Jamaica. There's a concerted effort to bring back Jamaica, right, to where them think Jamaica should be. Jamaica is beyond the point. You have some people think that Jamaica is beyond where it is supposed to be. Because they want to put a cap. They want to put a cap, right, on the greatness of Jamaica. And neo-colonialism has a lot to do with it. So it's not by chance why a British Englishman is the leader of the PNP at this point in time. There are many other factors at play in this thing. And Jamaica people need to wake up and realize that a vote for JLP at this time is a vote for Jamaica. Andrew needs a third term to continue on the path that he's on to make Jamaica what we have always wanted Jamaica to be. And there are some persons, right, who are against that happening, including Mark Golding himself.
And foresight, that's why the Prime Minister speaks about the minds of Jamaican people, trying to get to the minds, because he realize, he knows there are a lot of people out there who them not upon a level where they can really perceive a lot of the trickery and gimmicks where PMP have them used to control them. Yeah? So it's not an easy thing, but we have to point out these things. When we bring up the issue that, hey, listen, we are a proud people and we cannot have a British man to lead Jamaica at this time. It's trying to reach to their subconscious that, hey, listen, we're supposed to be prouder than that. We're supposed to understand what went on over the period of slavery and colonization, that those things kept black people down. It cannot represent, it cannot be a proud moment to have a British man come lead Jamaica at this time. It cannot be. It's not good optics at
And that's
all.
why I was telling Carl today and Delroy, right? I agree with them.
So
it's quite clear that the people don't know the importance of race and class. It's a classism war that is going on.
Yeah, so when the Prime Minister talk about being getting to the minds of the Jamaican people, that's part of it, PMP come with trickery, gimmicks. When Mark Golden go up on stage with chain pan black man head, every Jamaican supposed to be so mad about that. Why a lot more black people weren't up in arms about that whole thing? Even the same elitist group that we're speaking of. Why aren't they up in arms about that? We
Churchill,
should be more conscious than that.
Churchill, I'll say this. You see, Jamaicans, we're not a black conscious country.
Exactly,
As a people,
exactly.
as a people, our value system
But
is not
Guru,
there.
but Guru,
The only time we talk about racism, or the only time it matters, are when we go overseas and white somebody skin up their nose at us.
but
That's the
Guru,
only time we feel offended by it.
but Guru,
Them have to jump when
Our
our
value
face to
system
win
as a
most of them are
people,
this way.
wait the foresight. I'm not done. Our value system as a people is messed up. But Marcus Garvey teaching is completely out the window. We don't we don't know when name Afrocentricity. We don't know blackness. And the only time racism matters, as I said earlier, is when white people skin up their nose at us when we go over their country. That's the only time we complain. Jamaicans, we're very convenient with our outrage and our anger.
Wait a minute,
That's
Richard, sir.
Jamaicans for you.
I already reach their favorite sports person in a football.
you
Then
bring up
then
the
suddenly
issue with
became concerned.
you bring up the issue with Marcus Garvey, Guru. We are a country of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey come from Jamaica. Bob Marley preach a lot of things. You can't believe so at this day and age, Mark Golding can compensate with a black man not change. The whole country not erupt. Can you believe that? And then there are people out there people out there defending it. People in some top-and-arse people out there defending it. Come on now.
Black lives
Could have happened in
Licky,
America.
licky,
It could
Churchill.
never happen in America. Him that for lose it. Me that he that
Licky,
step down.
licky, Churchill. Licky.
I'm so.
But look how much Rasta there at Jamaica.
Black lives don't go matter foresight. When they reach at them door, or somebody with them feel like a them favorite person, or they just work with the crowd, and then everybody Black lives matter. They never matter before chaos, you know. And go after chaos and during chaos. We fool.
But I'm gonna say something now.
But it's a reflection of where Jamaica is. That people are not so conscious, so sensitive about that issue. Come on.
People
We
are
have
not
a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do, guys. Our consciousness.
And people are not conscious of race. Race is one of the least talked about topic, right? When it come on to like discussions and even social media and anything, right? People want gossip, right? And if a popular social media influence or anything happen to them or them in a cast 400 upon them live, the thousands of people upon them kind of live there. The other day, CMR story come out, and when we look at the number of persons who were able to add them voice to bring down the youth, as if they were just waiting for something to happen. When you look on them live, the 900 and 700 and had big story. We love the things that destroy us and hate the things that build us, right? We don't, trust me, the things, and I'm going to show you something. Look how much Rastaman in the country, look how long we are talking about them not teaching Marcus Garvey in schools, and we must take Marcus Garvey principle, right? And we must adopt Marcus Garvey principles. Do we know that Andrew Holness is a Garveyite? How many people know that? A Marcus Garvey playbook the man are use, and that's part of the problem with the establishment. That's one of the problems I have with him. Because when you are a leader, you're not allowed as a leader, right, to serve the people. And you're supposed to pretend like the PNP do that you care, but serve the establishment. Andrew Holness is serving the people. And the establishment not like that. Because he's not the puppet leader that they want him to be. And all these attacks where you see are going now with IC is a concerted effort to bring him down because they can't control him and get him to do and act in their interests.
And foresight, it's more than just Andrew Holness, you know. Look at the big picture. Is how Andrew Holness is moving this country. It's against the whole grain of a set of people in Jamaica. And that them a try hold on. Andrew Holness represents a class of people in Jamaica will say, look, Jamaica is for everybody, you know. And
Exactly.
we have to lift up the standard of living of all Jamaicans.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of pushback coming from, you know, we see them, the Gleaner, the Observer, the all media houses, the major traditional media houses, and the civil societies. We think that them in bed with certain tapanarists and elite people, the so-called
You know why the Pan African group of Jamaicans are quiet? Because the head of it are Dirty Bird Samuels, Comrade Bird Samuels.
So
That's why the Pan African groups are quiet.
that's why we need to get across to Jamaicans. It's not just Andrew Holness they're fighting. It's the standard of Jamaica, standard of living of Jamaica. That's what they're trying to cut out because
Jamaica
that's the fight we're facing.
yes, because the idea what they want, and they have gotten successive leaders to comply with, right, over the years, is run Jamaica in a way where, you know, you do enough for us to survive, but not too much for us to thrive. Andrew Honest dash with that. Him say, no, Jamaica for greatness, right? And we're going to do, right, more around the country in a way that will see us being the best that we can be. No restrictions on the average man again. Because whether we don't believe it or not, you know, there's always restrictions, you know, to lock out certain people, you know, and make only certain people control the wealth in our country, you know. And we see examples of that. We see him sell back with Tan Farm to average Jamaicans. Those companies one time would have been sold to some private entity, and we don't hear about it. And what if keep back money for run it run? And Joe Olin said, no, we give Jamaicans, you know, a stake in these business. Right? Trans Jamaica, we sell it back to Jamaicans. Offer shares to Jamaicans. So those things are unprecedented, brother. Them things that never used to happen. We see where black money get stronger. You know, along the big old hoteliers them. Now a youth have him room and him other than one have him house him other than a 1-2 room and him say my Airbnb it out. Right? At a foreign exchange for the average man. You know, along the big old hoteliers them and say, yo, tax it. If PNP didn't power then tax Airbnb long time, you know. Me not ask you, you know.
So Andrew Holness is fighting for Jamaica standard of living. And in order for the standard of living to be raised, you have to pull up the people them at the bottom. You have to pull up the working class, right? It's a lift up, yeah. You know? But you see, Andrew Holness is saying it, and as if some people are not getting it. I mean, some people are not getting it at all.
No, because they're black conscious.
Yeah, just like when I made this, when I say, listen, we have to push back against Mark Golding, the British man. Me not go there go say we must push against the white man. Me I say we must push against the British man. That's what Andrew Holness is doing. Andrew Holness is saying, hey, them have work with the tapanarists and the elitists. Him not come out and say him a work for a certain class of people. But that's what he's doing.
Look at a company like FESCO. The junior stock exchange was introduced so that companies like FESCO could raise capital, right, to build out their brand. Right now, it's one of the fastest growing gas stations. So no longer is Jamaica dominated by foreign-owned gas stations. We want to say white-owned gas stations, the French gas stations. You have Yardman now, you have FESCO, you have the youth them now, young entrepreneurs, young Jamaican entrepreneurs now. Right? Have become owners of couriers. No longer you have just DHL and FedEx who dominate that market. Young Jamaicans. The housing market, you have the likes of Chemtech and those people. No longer you have the Canadian companies like the Gore and the New Era Home, where just them alone start build these alternative schemes, as Mother call them.
Foresight, you know how important it is for small business to have moved the income threshold to 10 what is it?
Small businesses from 3 million.
3 million to 10 million. You know how important that is?
Exactly.
You know how important that is?
And
It's not a small, it's not a
I'd reduce the
small matter, you know,
transfer.
Bridget.
Yeah, no.
It's not a small matter.
As soon as they start earning 3 million a year, you have to pay GCT. Right?
Yeah.
But Coke,
PMP, we need to open them eyes.
I
but
think
you
it
know,
was blue.
but
I
you know
think
the
it was
mess. If I can just a minute there, Foresight. If I, you know what it also when this government raised the income tax threshold to 1.5 and then 1.7, you know the message that it also sends to us, but we're not looking into it. It sends a message that we were for all our lives being overtaxed because
Alex,
the mere fact that the government raised the income tax threshold twice from 1.5 to 1.7, they are in effect giving up revenue that would otherwise be generated if those two policies were not implemented. So
exactly.
the Jamaican workforce was overtaxed because the government, it did not cripple government spending. It did not cripple the government's effort to effectively spend money and manage the country. You understand? The mere
They
fact that
actually
they
do
give
more.
up so much revenue tells us that we were overtaxed all along. So this government can expose that
yeah,
we were all along being overtaxed because in a hamper government operations at all to give up that money.
In
but
fact, we did more.
but you're
We
being
bled.
We
nice.
did more, yes, we were
You're
overtaxed
being
all
nice.
along.
We were exploited and suppressed. You're too nice.
And it was deliberate. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Rusty. That's what I say.
and
It was a
you
deliberate
said it right
attempt.
there, Foresight. It was deliberate, and that's what is going on right now. The PMP people them will follow run back at them like a headless chicken. Forget the message that you're being suppressed. You need to be liberated from the stupidness of PMP I bring come to you.
The PNP policy is that people pay more tax, right? The JLP policy is to get more people to pay tax, right? So so you can get far more tax. You can collect far more tax, not by way of people paying more tax, but having more people paying tax, right? Hope you understand, right? So what the JLP does now, they widen the pool of taxpayers, right? Rather than imposing new tax on the same number of persons, right? These things to pressure the poor and turn around and talk the opposite of that, but you love poor people is the PNP policy. Because governments over the years have been given the playbook to pretend and use words, right? To convince the people, and that works. Andrew is using the work to say this is what, right, we are capable of doing as a country, as a nation. And by extension, he's opening up the eyes of many Jamaicans. And they never expect it to happen so fast. So they can't allow him, in a freedom mind, and can't allow him to even doubt him second term. Because I tell people, this is not about just him winning the third term. I've probably about maybe a couple months leave, maybe about 8 months or so leave before the election is due. So it was to try to get him out even before the election is due. Because if it continues like that, we're going to get used to, right, a different kind of Jamaica. They don't want us to get used to that kind of Jamaica. They don't want us to know better. They don't want us to know what progress should look like and what prosperity should be, and that we are capable of doing better and to start thinking highly of ourselves and start demanding more. Because the riches was supposed to be circulating just among a few, just among the elites. Right? And just say, no, you must spread the wealth to ordinary Jamaicans. You must lift up average Jamaicans. So average Jamaicans now enter into industries that were once dominated by just a few persons. We talk about the Korea, we give the examples. And it going get even more when the market open up. Because you see that junior stock exchange thing there, which I got to understand that PNP was against it. The junior stock exchange, don't take that simply. Don't take that simple. And selling to Jamaicans, right? Places like Wigton, entities like Wigton and Trans Jamaica. Big move that. for the common man. Not only to sell it back, but to reserve a certain amount for civil servants. And this is the government who would have increased, is responsible for the highest increase in public sector wages. No government has ever increased public sector wages by over $200 billion. No other government. And no new tax on top of that. And increasing the threshold on top of that. From 600,000, brother. Right? Under the PNP, if you earn 600,000 or more, you have to pay income tax. No. If you don't earn over 1.7 million, you're not paying no income tax. You have to be earning over 1.7 million now to pay income tax.
You know, you make an earlier talk foresight. I mean, decipher through it. You know what you say when time you say something for long. In other words, we can point for the umbrella and call it fork and call it that for long till you start calling the umbrella fork. Exactly. And you know, it's not lie I tell you. But there I do the maths, man say, you know, they check the maths. All of the PMP policy them mostly oppress the poor people and the letter class. But them however find a way to win it in the people in mind, say yes, and them really love the poor. But me I wonder how they solidify it. And then something to me say, okay, fine. So the people them with them are appeased now, who Andrew one is displeased, and them used to fund the PMP to pay the people to stay poor. So now I realize that they were being paid to stay poor all this time.
They are being paid to stay poor, bro. And what you say, if you label a bottle of lime or syrup long enough, people will start believe the label and not the taste. And that's how the PNP operate. A lime in the bottle, but them tell you say a syrup. How long? Till you start believe the label and realize the way you taste are really lime.
They come like the emperor and the clothes. That's what we name. The emperor, they remember the cartoon there? Where the emperor was actually naked and everybody was...
The emperor's new clothes, friends girl. The emperor's new clothes.
Thank you. I remember.
The people are forgetting the taste and just going by the PNP labeling themselves as being for the poor, bro. And I realize that the reality is totally different. It's the JLP that actually does more for poor people.
So in other words, the people...
Nobody see the PNP. I'm not cutting them, but just to ask a quick question. Nobody see France Garden answer what have they done for the poor that she had stated? Nobody see France.
No, but if you want to come up in the boxing, can come up because there's a space available. Come up and tell us.
France still the boat?
Don't think so.
I might disappear by now. But that is what
it is. Okay. The PNP supporters them love the PNP than how the PNP love its supporters.
This is St. Thomas being developed is another thing. Successive leaders would have been told, I would have had to understand that St. Thomas is a forgotten parish and supposed to be punished because of the Morant Bay rebellion. Andrew wasn't going to have any of that. Him lift the band there. And develop St. That's why I pick out St. Thomas. If you listen, Andrew, and we want to listen with leader because there are hidden messages. Andrew, don't make no idle talk. It wasn't by chance why you see him go down there in an African shirt. Him African print shirt will go viral.
So the comrades them tell lie on behalf of PNP and PNP tell lie to the comrades.
Exactly. Andrew is too real to the people. Successive leaders supposed to be pretending. Andrew not upon a pretending thing. Him upon a lift up Jamaica program. He's not the puppet leader that they want him to be. That's all the fight is about. It has nothing to do with no statutory declaration. Jamaica people need to open them eye. Them can't tell Andrew what to do. I mean, really think so. One of the things too, I watch the aisle thing too. But I don't really get no concrete evidence on that. This whole aisle file thing, I don't know. I watch it closely. Is it that they might try to delay it until we have a change of government?
No matter touch that one there yet.
Okay, good. But anyway, what me I try to say, we just want to watch closely because we see the Marcus Garvey program, you know. We see it, you know. And we see it in subtle ways. We see him name the ship them, the marine boats them, Marcus Garvey. We see Mike him and Nigel Clark, the Marcus Garvey scholarship, right? We see him remove Marcus Garvey off Donald Stanks off of the old $100 and put Marcus Garvey on the new one. As a matter of fact, not only did he do that, he make sure it said the $100 is Marcus Garvey alone that is on that one. Every other currency or every other note, right, has 2 euros. Only the Marcus Garvey one he has that on it. And we also see with the other sign. Oh, I can't remember that one now. But we have been seeing the little chess moves them behind the scenes, right? And we know the establishment doesn't like this. And then he announced the other day that he's going to change the education system because, anyway, we just need to observe what is going on behind the scenes. The 5 STEM schools and him same guy, in addition to these 5 STEM schools, is going to deviate from this education system. Is going to change and to transform Jamaica. If you notice, African leaders now liberate themselves and they might take control of the nation. For Jamaica to be strong at a time when Africa is strong, it is making some people uneasy. So you have persons here who work on behalf of them race right here in Jamaica.
That should have happened a long time ago in the foresight.
Right? And we see them as just out of many one are the foolishness, so we have a whole on pan. But they are working here to retain superiority, class and race. And that is what is being broken down now in Jamaica, why you see the fight against Andrew. Because he's up against that system. Right? That's the bigger picture at play. We'll go over the heads of a lot of Jamaicans. A fight for Andrew at this time. Not even PNP so to vote PNP in the next election. If them did know, say no PNP them a vote for. Them a vote for a system where oppress them and them don't know. Which have PNP at the face of it. Right? Which with a PNP leader, right? That is a British man. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Bowling was even a plant here. But I'm not going to go down the road because I don't know for sure about that. But if you watch the play, this is not by chance why a British man, right, is the leader of the PNP party. So when I reverse time for comrade vote for PNP, if them know what good for them, because a vote for PNP is not just putting them party in power, it's putting a system that oppresses them in power.
This is very interesting.
And I really understand. Yes, if it's true. Notice is the standing block right now between us and us. Well, it's not fully, but it's standing to stop us from us becoming a republic.
It's just a system wearing the face of a PNP party. It's bigger than just local politics. There's nothing in it for them, the supporters of PNP. All the way I think about PNP, all them poor people the way I feel like say, it has nothing to do with them. And everything to do with resetting Jamaica and putting back the powers in the hands of the elites. Putting back the power in the hands of the establishment. That's what this is about.
Black King. Foresight.
Yo.
You know you're on YouTube, right?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, who put me on there?
Listen to this.
What's the link on there?
It said Andrew Holness. I can't see the name. It said Andrew Holness achievements. It said live broadcast video JLP. Nothing. Nothing. Share it with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure thing you done. Yeah, man, it's one of the rare selections for even comrades. Voting next is one of the most. Think it will be the most important election in the history of Jamaica. This year's election, the make or break Jamaica election, and a vote for the JLP is a vote for Jamaica. I mean, no comrades not gonna like to hear that, but that's fine. Them are comrades. Them still think it's a part of them a support. They don't realize that it's a system of oppression that is closed in PNP banner.
You get
Why these people be so disingenuous? What happened there, sir? What happened? How are the skirt and blouse, sir? What happened? Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened when I get kicked out. I'm so sorry. But it just show me that I'm still in the box. Okay. How come it just show the box empty, but I still see people in the box? Nah, man, something alright. It said Forsyth in the box, Churchill in the box, Sheldon, HR, Lexi, Plank, but the box is showing that they're empty.
Them hack your box or something?
No, I don't think so.
it,
They're coming back up now, it seems like. You're like coming back up now.
Sheikah was saying to restart.
Yeah, I see what the Sheikah's saying, but you're coming back on now. Yeah, somebody saying our box empty, but it's showing that you guys coming back on. Alright, this is
The
crazy.
live
This is crazy. Okay.
When we go check for the link, Plank, what I see it.
This is crazy now.
But Blacking, I don't know why you're going to look on the live.
Wait, you know, I'm gonna look panic in the first place.
Yeah, because you disrupt the live, bro.
It has said Jamaica. It has said JLP Politics News with a live broadcast videos on Jamaica Politics News, live and videos. It has said Jamaica. It has said it's still a. It's still a. It's still a. If I want our people are streaming live, I have a problem, you know. Live and
Yeah, it's not a problem. They could just ask. You know, it's no problem.
No, if somebody is streaming it live, they shouldn't be behind it.
Exactly.
It should be known up front.
All right. So far, I've got Forsyth in the box. I've got Plank in the box, and I've got Churchill in the box. All right. Give me a second. Let me get some clarity on this. All right. Some Lashika, Lexi, HR. Let's see what I'm going here. So, one green light. Let's get back. Let's see something. Let's see what I'm going here. So, one green light. Let's see something. Okay. So Lashika is in the box now. Okay. Lashika is in the box now. All in one.
Next time you keep focus Black King. Cause when you go over there a while ago, you know.
Mm-hmm. It kick you guys
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
tea time?
What you
They
think?
take me out altogether. So I went to restart, and when I went to restart, it said if I want to resume. So I'm like, okay, I click on resume.
And you still have it playing on the background. Like we
Yeah.
hear it echo.
My phone.
Just focus on the live. Oh, our Plank phone.
Yeah, Plank phone.
All right. So everybody basically
Sorry about that, guys.
most.
Yes, Tina,
But
you're
go
right.
ahead.
The message going across.
So continue Foresight, because you were saying some very important things. It's when the PMP out there campaigning, the people who are following the PMP organization, they're following them against their own best interests, because the Prime Minister says that we're trying to lift the standard of living of all Jamaicans.
Yeah.
There's a class of people who feel threatened by that. And that's part of what is going on. So Jamaican people, you must be aware what is your interest? Not just a superficial interest. We're talking about Jamaica on a whole and your own personal upward mobility. This government, this Prime Minister is looking out for Jamaica and its people. And there are people in high positions who are trying to suppress the Jamaican people like they've done over the years.
Right.
And
They want to keep us at a place where we only survive but not thrive.
Right.
That has been the playbook over the years.
So,
and Andrew is changing that now. They feel threatened. And that is why you find that even within the PNP party, there is a lot of members of the PNP party that is not supporting Mark Golding. PNP is basically just a two-man band, you know. If you notice, just him and Dayton Campbell, really, at the face of the party. There's not like a strong support for Mark Golding there. You know? A lot of person knows what he stands for and is not with him. But they want the party in power, so they just go and work with what go on.
Hence the infighting over there.
Yes. There's a lot of infighting that they're hiding. And you hear current cross come out and even say some of them.
Because Julian Robinson and Dayton can be no good. Them no good.
Because them not like what PNP stand for. Them just want to get them party in power, you know. But them not like what Mark Golding stand for. Him want to change the course. He's sent to play a role.
Instead of we cussing
Jamaica for him. Yeah, go ahead.
Instead of we cussing some PMP supporters that they're dunce and all that, let us enlighten them.
We have to enlighten the masses. Some comrades just want the party in power, irrespective.
Yeah.
Some of them, I have gotten comrades too. To quite a number of comrades too.
You wake up.
To wake up.
Yeah, man. I saw me look at it, you know. Jamaica need a wake up.
Some of which will be both in JLP. Because them feet clear, because I know nothing when me can't show them. They see it for themselves. If you look, you see it. There's a lot of signs behind the scenes.
And
It's
you
in
don't have to
plain
look,
sight, but you can't see it.
and you don't have to look too deep or too far to see it either.
No.
They're right in front of your eyes.
Andrew only shouldn't have a campaign at St. Thomas.
Shouldn't over the whole island. We shouldn't
He
have
should
to
have just concentrate for the rest of the parish.
Yeah, but him realize we're
St.
gone.
Thomas was deliberately held back. Hold on and not by chance. It was deliberately done to punish the parish. Just like how them punished Haiti because of the Haitian Revolution. Haiti not just poor, so it's by design. And the same was the same principle for St. Thomas. If you understand how these people operate, once you understand the modus operandi, then it's not hard to know.
And fourth side, the only people right now that will have seemingly shaping up to forgive these people are Jamaicans if they vote in PMP, because every other nations that would have been oppressed by these people, the people them still hold them at ransom for what them do in the past.
Exactly. You see Africa rise up now. Me and Matley have some strong positions on some things. And me get to understand that you enjoy a good relationship with Andrew Holness.
Me and Matley are the male version of Andrew Holness.
Exactly.
The foolishness.
In order for Jamaica to be great and move forward, you need a new leader who are going to break this spell and stand up to the system and do what is right for Jamaica.
We need
and not just do what is supported by these elites, because anything that is supported by these elites are bad for the average man. Right? But because Andrew is one of the bravest prime minister.
And very smart, very visionary. Don't take him lightly. He knows what's going on. Sometimes he doesn't spell out all
but
the
they
things.
use the media to tell you to tell the people the opposite of who Andrew is.
Exactly. So
Them
it's
use
a
the
new
media,
consciousness. We need to bring a new consciousness to Jamaican people. That we got to see. We got to see what's going on in Jamaica.
If Andrew could have snapped his finger and create prosperity immediately for all average Jamaicans, he would have do it. The program what the man have. When do you see him do a St. Paul's Lane over there? To give the people them proper upgrade in them living standards. It's something that he plans to do across all garrison. To transform garrison. He have a program to transform all garrison. Take people out of squalor.
And that's real. That's real. I don't know, gimmicks business. That is real.
And that is why some of the programs are so quiet, because him no want to show him on. Give him the third term and see. A whole heap of get youth are going to rise. What's a poverty boy? A whole heap of youth and average Jamaicans are going to see what prosperity should have feel like and what them really entitled to as a Jamaican.
They're going to feel like them really belong to Jamaica.
Exactly.
Because that's what Andrew is about. Jamaica is for Jamaicans.
Exactly.
Remember a time when all the beaches were taken over? Andrew said, no. Jamaicans have to enjoy the beaches just as well.
Exactly.
It's about dignity.
But the media, the people them head to something there to paint a bad picture because they want to turn you. That's how the system works. They want to turn you against your best leader.
Yeah.
So who is good? Who them tell you is good is always bad for you. And who is good for you, them tell you is bad for you. So them paint your good leader as bad and your bad leader as good. That's the system. So if we start interpret things in the opposite, we'll be a better nation. The opposite of what the media portray. That is how we need to start do. So if them say something good, we say, oh, just start suspect them.
Yeah. That's why when Andrew said PMP is him, that's what we're talking about. We have to look beyond with the leaders of the PMP organization. But what they're putting out there, they're putting out propaganda, lies. It's called PMP-ism. But we are calling it for what it is. It's lies. And I'm going to try to trick the Jamaican people. Because Andrew Onis is looking out for the people of Jamaica to build the country, to lift up the standard of living of Jamaicans. But the PMP have this cloud over no eyes and no can't see it.
It will be first world status in another term.
We don't say we're done. We could back off at the dunceness, but we have to pull make people see what's going on. It's about uplifting Jamaica, upward mobility for each and every Jamaican and the country at large. And some people just want the country to stay one place where only a few people control the benefits. No, Andrew only said no. Everybody have to share in this, you know. Of
And
course,
that is why
the
they are
system,
using the media to
yeah,
get people to focus on what Andrew have and not what Andrew do.
the system we have is a capitalist system. So some people are always gonna have more than others because it depends on how much you're gonna push out for yourself individually, right? But come on now, everybody deserve a chance, and that's what Andrew is saying. We're gonna give you a chance. Try take advantage of the opportunities, and the government is providing more and more opportunities for each and every one. You can go to school, and if you not perform well in academia, you can go and get a skill, which is very sometimes more important than academia. The skills that you develop in your personal life. You just got to go and make a start. Because you're not gonna get rich. You're not gonna go to Heart and come out a year later and get rich. But it takes time. Once you get your skill, Jamaica needs your skill to further develop itself. And over time,
But really, the Jamaicans, them and be fair. And so on to them. But they ask themselves, the direction where the world are going towards in the Mr. Churchill, Jamaicans are going to left a play catch up if they don't maximize facilities like Heart Trust and believe in the future plan for Andrew Holness, for the STEM schools, because watch you know, the trajectory, the world trajectory, are pointing towards things getting more technological, meaning we are going to interact with more technology. So while people out there are short-sighted to the vision, they must look on it beyond Jamaica and realize that it's a world trajectory, and your Prime Minister and make sure that we as Jamaicans are not left to play catch up.
yes, people don't fall victim to PMPism. Don't fall
What they
victim
want to do, we supposed to be poor and dependent. These set of people, that's where they want Jamaica. They control the wealth. Then they give us bare minimum, right? And treat poor people like charity. Right? And keep us now in poverty. Give us bare minimum because you know it takes very little to impress people when they're poor. That is for them playbook.
Yeah, because the broke is a man. The broke is a man right now. 1,000 are coming like 5,000 to him.
Exactly. Andrew now is a threat to that because Andrew now uplift people. So if you notice Jamaicans, people start demand more already when it come on to even infrastructure, roads. One at a time it was the norm for people just, accept non-performing MPs. You ever hear people call for roads yet? Because the standards take time and live. Where Andrew only said the other day when he go down South St. Paul's Lane and hand over the house them. Him say him believe if you improve people living conditions, you also improve or you create a new way of thinking or you improve their mindset. So when the Prime Minister says a battle for the minds, he knows that there's a deliberate attempt to keep people dumb. Right? The system over the years to keep people dumb, right? And manipulate them. Right? In a way that have them vote against them, fight against them own good, basically, and vote against them best interests. He's trying to change that. So when him go and go say education what they are and change the education system, right? It is a threat to the status quo. And these people are become very uneasy with that. Because they don't want a Jamaica in which they will no longer be able to manipulate the minds of the people to their advantage.
But be more basic with them foresight like this, for example. So we are here with previous finance minister told Jamaicans to expect over time a trickle down. And most of the time, the trickle down are going to find itself benefit people mostly in the informal economy. And when we look on the percentage in terms of contribution at the informal economy, hands down. The trickle down reach a lot of Jamaicans, not all. But what the signs are showing that the transitional phase will see more or have more Jamaicans not only benefiting from the formal economy, but them are going to benefit more too in the informal one, just the same. Because the numbers don't lie. If the average Jamaicans were feeling so woeful as the PMP narrated to be, the numbers will come out at the informal economic contribution to GDP could never be reflecting what it is reflecting now, 40 to 50%. And mostly, not always, but mostly, average Jamaicans make up majority of the informal sector.
Yes.
So the trickle down indeed, that's a clear indicator. So the trickle down actually reach Jamaicans who are not, one, properly literate, two, they need a skill, nor semi-skill. But because the trickle down so good, they are still benefiting once they are of a, what we say then, hustling mentality or one go work mentality, whichever way them use it. But once them have that mentality, them automatically have to gain from the trickle down.
They have to gain from a trickle down.
Guys,
When you're
guys, good evening again. Do you guys recognize that building in the background?
The new hospital that?
Mm-mm.
What was that? Fire station.
Fire station that.
The fire station that, yeah.
Yeah, man, the new fire station in Montego Bay.
But hold on, King, we have to stick to the trickle down. That's what
No, man, go ahead.
We have the hammer things.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, exclusively we have hammer. So it's a widespread argument out there. The PMP top brass, them actually use it to say the trickle down are not being felt by average Jamaicans. And we want to understand the numbers don't lie. You have formal economy and the informal economy. What Foresight can do is break down some more businesses, like we always do, that finds itself in the informal economy. And a lot of Jamaicans in it right now not even know.
You see, what they do, they use the taxes to restrict the progress of the people. And it's not competence why Jamaica couldn't great, you know. And that's why when them ask Nigel Clark, what is so different about your approach to when it comes down to being a minister of finance? His response was, it's not just about competence. It's about having the courage to say no when the advice given is not going to benefit Jamaica. So that brings me back to FinSac. Why was FinSac accepted, right, as a good proposal? You think I know them never know what would have happened? They knew. FinSac wasn't a genuine mistake. It was deliberately done. Destroy 44,000 black business. Who bought it? Who bought some of those business? Who benefited from it? Same people like Mark.
Let you JLP, green light, yeah.
Go through green light.
I got green light.
Green light, you might mute if we're not here, you know.
Who is green light? Who said was green light?
The engineer wants to something called the engineer there.
Yeah, man. I listen to what the other man say. Like some of the stuff the man say. Foresight. One the man them fi understand that there's a deliberate plan. You know, that the man them a try to roll out. Just because they don't want to see the country advance under the hands of the Jamaica Labour Party. It's as simple as that. And they'll do and say whatever they want wants the country to advance under the Jamaica Labour Party. You see? The man them move to a place where them start by denying the credibility of all the institutions. If you roll out crime numbers and say that we have enjoyed 2 strong years of a reduction in crime, even back in 2019 when the SOEs were first introduced, before them start resist it, see? And you see the drop in crime and the impact it made. Them say not no go so. The crime numbers them not right. If starting come out and show the reduction, not just in the increase in the labor force as a whole, but the reduction in unemployment, which basically mean man who never make no money, now make some money. No matter how little you want to call it, man who did sit on them yard and have $0 and if you look to other people for mind them, now them can look and put something in a pot as well. The man them say boy starting incredible. If you turn around and you say, well, look at the Jamaican dollar. The Jamaican dollar has lost 2% of its value last year. When the PNP did the run thing at 8.5% per year, it'll lose an average, you know. The man them will turn around and say, no man, no go so. If you turn around and you show them the budget, the increase in the size of the budget for healthcare and the number of hospitals and health centers that we are investing, the man them will deny it. And if you turn around and show them just the sheer increase in agricultural products that we're now putting out as a country, we move the numbers from around 550,000 metric tons to around 770 to 850,000 metric ton. Record increase. The man them will turn around and deny it. And you sit down and you think, why set of guys want to be like that? It's just a difference in philosophy. You have one government that thinks that us growing as a country is done by building up the people so that they can be more productive and so that them earning power can increase. That's what we have on one side. And then you have another set of guys who think that the way for us to go forward is for us to tax the people more. See? And one spokesman say it, you know. And this is a second spokesman who come out and say, boy, I feel them plan to put on more taxes, you know. And it's so the man them look upon it. The way forward for them is solved by trying to tax the people more. The few man them are the man them who find themselves able to be productive and put together a business and thing for them plan is tax them some more. They don't have a plan going forward. And that is the thing that I think that we need to put out there, that this is the clear difference between the two set of parties them, between the two parties them. One have a plan to drive the country forward and improve the country, and any man who wants to up themselves, whether you have 0 CXCs and you just want to become more skilled and you want to go hard, you can go there free. And if you have a bunch of CXCs and you say, yo, you know what, I want to become a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or whatever it is, or an accountant or whatever it is, you can go and get a loan without a guarantor. You know what that means? That's no obstacle for you to get a university education. You know? That is you betting on yourself that once you upscale yourself and become a lawyer, the whatever them tell us if you pay back, you can pay that back and still make tons more money than what you would have earned if you just sit on out a road there. You know? You have 2 choices. Eh? And it's that we need to continue to put out there. All right? Go on talk, Foresight.
Yeah, man. Because what they want to do, they want to sell the people, them, the opposite of who Andrew Holness is. So they want to say him corrupt, the most scrutinized prime minister. Right? Where even after 3 years of probing and investigation, they could find nothing. Even after, right? Hiring an overseas forensic auditor, they could not have found anything. They still try a way to get the people them to believe, right, that something is wrong. Even after the director of corruption and prosecution said there's no grounds for a charge and no charges must be laid, them still try to paint a bad picture. Could Mark Bowling have undergone that kind of scrutiny? Which other prime minister has ever been so scrutinized?
You know what I find
Government has
interesting?
ever gone under so much scrutiny and come out
You know,
clean.
you know what I find interesting? I find a couple of things interesting. I find it interesting how can someone be running for the highest office of the land and they admit that they have a trust fund and some of their money is off in a trust fund somewhere that we don't even get a chance to scrutinize. And you champion that you plan to fight corruption, but you can present all your money for us to take a look at and see whether or not there are issues there. But bigger than that, as you say, the most scrutinized prime minister we ever see in the history of this country, Zin, had an overseas independent auditor go through all in finances, wasn't able to find issues. And still, we have an IC that had a law in front of them that said, if you want to go to the FID, do it during the investigation stage. If you want to go to tax agency, do it during the investigation stage. And I keep asking, why didn't they go to FID and tax administration and before submitting their report? Is it that, and me just ask as a layman, is it that the allegations them did sound more salacious than the actual evidence that you could put together to show that this man accounts is not what you're trying to make it out to be? Or is it that because every time you put something and present it before the director of corruption prosecution, when she got through the thing and scrutinized what you put there, you found that you didn't have anything at all? So why then present a report filled with allegations and nothing more? Nothing proven, nothing conclusive, and now after you present a report, you're claiming that you want to go to FID. It's foolishness that. I never hear bigger foolishness in all my life.
After a ruling,
But part of it, you know, part of
you
it
still
is
want to continue the investigation after a ruling. After a ruling on an investigations, you want to continue an investigation after a ruling on an investigations. But go ahead, Churchill.
yeah, part of Jamaicans on a whole, we are very cynical, right? So everything that's thrown out there in the public sphere, you know, we're gonna watch and we're gonna listen, but because of the things we've been through over the years, it's easy for some negative stories to stick, and that's what they're playing on, without having the benefit of you know, the real facts are they're denying the real facts. You know, in actuality, they're denying when the facts stare them in the face. They're denying it. So the PMP organization is playing on the mindset of the cynical Jamaican, especially PMPs, who don't listen to reason. They just fall for tricks and propagandas. So we have, you know, there's a lot of work needed really to really counter the narratives that's been fed the ordinary Jamaican people. There's a lot of work need to be done. The message has to be carefully packaged so that people are not mistaken. Look, PMP is trying to corrupt you more. The Prime Minister is trying to uplift Jamaica. You don't get any better than that. But how we package it and get it out to the people, for it to be very...
PNP is all about the narrative. They're relying only on narrative. They can't rely on a track record, right? Nothing to do with works, just words. And that's what you're trying to use. Or they twist and turn narratives and how well they can get the message out. And you have the big media houses behind them to help them to try and create negative public perception, right, on the government. But people are beginning to see what is happening, right? And the PNP know them can't use them track record, you know, so them don't even bother go down there. So the aim is to distract people from the good that Andrew is doing, right? And to think about what Andrew have and what Andrew do, right? Now, you call it bad mind politics, really bad mind politics. Them try to read it. But them have the media houses now where I try to assist them and these other entities, right? Oversight bodies and these different organizations, they are work on their behalf, right? Now, what is going to happen is that we just have to be consistent, Churchill, in exposing them for who they are, exposing what they are doing, so people see, right? Look beyond the noise, look beyond the distraction, to see who is the better leader, who mean them good, because that's a problem with our people. As with HR said earlier, we can't see disrespect unless we get thumped in our face. It have a physical. We can't see the signs. That is one thing I like with black people sometimes. When I read the signs, it's what we hear and not what we see. You understand what I'm saying? It's what it sounds like and not what it is for us. We need to forget about what it sounds like and what it look like. Don't look how them present it. Look at what it is. If you want to know the PNP, don't listen to what the PNP say. Just look at what they do when they get in power. Them not on a track record. We can beat Andrew Holness. PNP can't claim with words that they are for the poor. When with action, them not show it. It shouldn't be about who say it. It should be about who show it. Andrew do far more to show it. Right? It's clear to see. But it amazes me to see how easy the media can get people to ignore what them see unfold in front of them, right? To believe and to choose to believe what them hear instead of what they are actually seeing. And that is why the message is so important. A man will just see a headline and him ignore all the facts that benefit him. All the facts from which him benefit. Right? All the policies. A man will go out and him see a headline and him forget to look here. A JLP give me that fighting chance in a life, you know. Him start talk more the headline, more and more him talk about the benefit we might get from art. We need to change that. As people, we need to look at what's in it for us.
Hey, Forsyth, you remember the interview with Dan Campbell and Dean Jackson? When Dean Jackson asked him what's his plan, what's the PNP plan for Jamaica? Because if you enter into an election, you have to give people something why they should vote for you, right?
I
They
bet
don't
you
have
didn't have
to.
no plans.
For Jamaica, unfortunately, they don't have to. And they know that.
But
And that
hear
is the
this.
problem. Yeah, but
Hear
go
this.
ahead.
Dayton Campbell said it's a secret. And we've heard that argument before because him say it's a secret because the JLP are gonna steal them ideas. But no, we understand why they don't want to put a plan out there. They had to keep it a secret because all it involves is more taxes. Somehow
Morning,
it slipped
everybody.
out. So it
Good
slipped out.
afternoon.
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
Because we have a boss here.
Yeah, man, go on, bossy.
There is some of the good thing what the Prime Minister have done to Jamaica. I want to know vote for you. I want to know remain.
Okay. So all the good thing that he's doing so far is less people unemployed ever in history of Jamaica. We have more. The security force is in a better position than what they ever been into. The fire service, as you can see on the screen behind me, brand new fire station looking like a hotel.
Man.
Police station, both the police station coming up in Jamaica, right across Jamaica.
Yeah, go. No, labor.
Everything.
No two boss, man. Nobody say no more.
All right, cool.
Nobody say no more.
Say no more.
I'll just pray for the Prime Minister. I wonder if he got to church this morning.
Every day.
Oh, my.
Prayer going out to him every day.
Why, me can't stop talking because I'm a St. Thomas man. You know? Me can't tell.
All right. See there.
We know what it is. PMP, you can't see PMP them then question and then tell you no. Be a lie.
DJ1, talk about what's going on in St. Thomas. Talk about it.
Well, me not really there in the parish now. Me not really in the island now, but me I watch the media, me I see what go on and all them something there, you know.
Well,
Are
you
you
know what?
coming to vote?
You know what,
You coming
DJ?
to vote?
Huh?
You're going to be here to vote?
Well, I try to make it possible. Not sure about it, but
But
hopefully.
you have family and friends down there though.
Yes, man. And me said, me I tell you, send them as a man and girl, man. James Abrams have a party, you know, man.
So, all right, we have family and friends really, I say. Tell me.
Them, everybody up and running, man. They not have to tell them. Them know what to do.
No, me want to hear you. Want you repeat it here. What them tell you.
Family and everybody ready. Me have friend, family over here fly down definitive when the election. I say call, them want for their foot.
But you for
So,
fly down too.
So DJ,
Yeah, man.
DJ. So I'm not in the I'm not on the island as well. And you just asked me and I'm able to wheel off them thing on you. But one of the things that I can say from what I hear going on in St. Thomas, you know, one of the thing over this side here, we have one of our banks send people because of the development that is going on in St. Thomas at the moment. Bartlett Bank send people in Jamaica recommending people to telling them where is the new development coming up in Jamaica. It's in St. Thomas. But Bartlett Bank send one of their wealth manager out there just to, you know, there was a seminar thing going on up there that Andrew Olnitz and every other people was at, and he went there and he was speaking to people, letting them know what is going on to the foreign investor from over here, and encouraging people to say, listen, you know where the new places for you guys to invest now in St. Thomas. In St.
Yes,
Thomas,
man.
because of all the new project that is
No,
coming up in St. Thomas, all the new infrastructure that is
No.
coming up into St. Thomas.
And now
You
the
see-
spin
you
off. The spin
You
off.
see, even the new, even I don't know if you ever watch the Roselle waterfall. Even that a natural waterfall out on the main road into St. Thomas. Now, like about 3 minutes from the urban center. Even that side, we have a good hotel can build another environment there, because it have a nice sea view and everything. The area that's nice. Whole heap of development are come, and we know that, and we see it.
Of course.
We see it.
Me. So
The PMP, I have a bridging, you know. I have a bridging with my PMP, you know, my contractor. Actually, I have my next for that plate. With my PMP, we come from a PMP home. And when you hear him talk, you come to me and he asks Mark Golden what him can do, how do what Andrew Jones do at St. Thomas. Why him plan? Because the man had making know say if he now come build a stadium in a St. Thomas and do far more what this man do. Might as well make this man do what he have to do, because St. Thomas was the forgotten.
Yeah.
I think I see that video as well, you know.
Is that comrade?
But play it
I
all
see the
the
video.
Yeah, man. And him a PNP. Me and him go school together.
DJ1, take time, put on little money, man, little money, so you can come down, man.
Then that a go on, man. That a go on, man. My place, me come from in the hills. Me come from the hills of St. Thomas. I mean, on the foot of Blue Mountain. From one place named Cedar Valley. My MP at James
Cedar
Abrams.
Valley, me go there one time.
You know Cedar Valley, alright? You see Cedar Valley cool and nice.
JLP
Cool Cedar Valley.
JLP Greenlight, whenever they are here earlier. You want to say something?
Green light, when he come in the box, we don't know what happened to him. Nah, yeah.
Okay.
Now, I know JP Greenlight came in the box earlier, but he wasn't hearing, so that's why I had the person back.
I'm see about your new fire station. St. Thomas get a brand new fire station also.
Yeah, we wanna see them good story, brother. We want to see them thing there. Whenever them thing they come up, we want to see them. We want people to take picture of them and send them to us, so we can show them up. just like that.
We get a brand new station, brand new, just like this. Not really up big like this, but we have a nice fire station. Fire truck.
Okay, that's good.
Why this one a pretty man a state of the art, this brother?
Yes, man. That one they look like a hotel. You know, say thing look.
Yeah.
No chaka business, bro.
No,
You know that?
really.
A first world we go, man. Trust me. Next term, first world status.
Look on. Even right now, the government them have planned for central. All the central police station want to move up. They want to make the town look more official. Look how long them in a power. PMP. And when you look on central police station, the worst police station in Jamaica, and then the heart of Kingston. And then the PNP they want to tell people say, oh this. I wonder what Mark Golden have to know. Because him have some campaign that go on from where they say him go every parish. I wonder if him go every parish same way. With all them big lion and scandal we do. Eh?
He was in Manchester on Friday. I know he was touring in Manchester, Mandeville on Friday.
Alright, like how man expect now. I pay rum and drink, you know. Mark Golden rum, you know. Mr. Mark Golden St. Andrew up Juliet Wellness constituency. And when he touch the state, me there so I can't smell the rum on him.
Backside.
I want to get. It's time to forget rid of that woman. That woman. What kind of respect them people have towards woman? Eh? You tell me.
None. That's why I'm treating wife the way I treat her. Nah,
so when Mark Golden come out and show them in birth paper.
Why are we? Hold on.
When are ready to show him? When are ready to attack him on that man? When are ready yet?
And
but birth paper.
What agent wife get pregnant? That is something me hear in the media.
15 allegations say 15.
Me say 14. So we are different thing.
So that is something where him can't hide, you know. That can easily be found out. So I mean, or wait them away because that's serious. But
of course,
that man now. You see, what really happening, you know? I say, if people really open up them eyes and see him for women and really look beyond the whole noise and the excitement and when I meet and see what really are going.
Mark Golden not for Jamaica, man.
Then we see the truth.
Mark Golden is not for Jamaica. Them don't have no plan. Nathan Campbell say the Labour have a thief in plan. Then you think Andrew is a thief? You think Andrew is one that they plan to thief?
If Andrew only said too much already, Andrew don't need to keep no plan. Look how much things Andrew do already. Right? Without them.
Andrew could have never thief a plan that involves tax increase. That don't make no sense.
Exactly.
I see, but they always gonna run with that though. The PMP will always run with that narrative because you know what? They realize that a lot of people in Jamaica they gravitate to the falseness. They gravitate to when people come out and gossip and tell lies. You know, and talk things when I go to our lions or story, my great grandmother would have called it. So they know that people gravitate to it. So they rather come out and push that. So they know if I know one thing Jamaican like them like when they come out and chat foolishness, like the 28 account bank account thing, and everybody run with it. And all the useless one on the roadside where you sit down now, why would a man have 28 bank account and this and that and me only have one? Who are you? Anybody fault for you only have one?
That's why I'm
saying you only have one.
That's why I'm saying bad man politics, and they don't have 28 bank account. I don't know. Really?
Whose fault for you only have one? See, you know, you can't talk about you only have one and him have 28 or you only have two and him have all of them account. That's your business. One green light. Are you there now? You ready? One green light. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, sorry. No, not even you. I'm sorry. I know you. JLP Greenlight. All these Greenlight business. My God. All these Greenlight thing. You know. JLP Greenlight. Sorry about that. Are you there? Up. JLP Greenlight. You can hear me? Well, Labor Right Greenlight gone. Well, JLP Greenlight gone. Oh, one Greenlight I talk to somebody else as well. The IC
Can I say
know
something?
what to put out. But just bring go on.
You know what I'm
Promise
doing.
on.
Okay, I'm in coming out back son in a talk.
Can I
Somebody has
say
to put.
something, Black King?
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, Tina. I was wondering who
All
you
right.
would.
Let me ask the panel something.
Yeah.
How many years has the opposition held port?
You break up with the last part of the question. What was it again?
I say, how many years have the opposition held Port Royal, Westmoreland, etc., etc.? And
Whatever since.
can anyone give an attest or any accomplishment what they have done to those citizens of Jamaica?
I can give for Port Royal. I know about Westmoreland and them thing, because I know some of them go regular, but I can't give for Port Royal.
Okay.
Yeah. For Port
Yeah.
Royal, none. For Port Royal, none. Nothing.
Mm.
There is nothing done to Port Royal. Port Royal seems like it has been that way since the Gideos went giddy.
And who was
You know?
who was former MP of that consequence throughout, since Jamaica has given average sovereignty to vote and to have a will to manage themselves?
Me
Who
not
have
really know that
always
one
held
day. Me
those?
know say PMP have it for a number of years now, but I wouldn't be surprised if you tell me that he was a PMP.
It was Michael Manley. Then it goes down to the one that they call for Fela Glassmore. He was a late
The
former
further
governor
glass pole.
general.
Yes.
Yes. And then it handed down from him to Palwell. And it takes Andrew Holness all those decades to give those people fresh water.
Hold on. So Manley have it, and then Glasspole had it, and then Palwell.
Yes.
So Palwell take it from
Then it handed
Glasspole.
down to.
Bloody hell.
They have it. And just like. That's where you win the three cans. What have
Yeah,
done to
break
the
up.
people of
You
Westmoreland?
keep on chipping in and out, Tino. So a lot
Okay,
of what you
where
saying
Matt
now.
is, the internet is not that good.
All
I
right,
think it's
cool.
those people. Oh, I said, what for those consequences?
Yeah, it's a loss, my brother.
Opposition.
It's a loss.
Black Knight. I've been doing myself I got put trial and water always all over this thing.
Kevin, me are the king in the middle of the night. Me are the king. Me never go around and kill nobody yet, my brother.
Black King, yeah. Black King. I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, you know, say from me know myself I got put trial and water assault, you know. As what the man he said before. Said the water over here, so it's like a seawater if people never drink the right.
You see, because you know what? To be honest with you, the time them that I've always go to Port Royal, so you know, I've got a friend who used to work at the fire station over there, and he used to base at the fire station over there. So whenever I go over that side with him, he will take me and look for people in the community that he get used to when he was over there. So he know the ins and outs of over there. He used to be a fireman over there. And then I used to go over there after me and my missus used to go over there, go to Gloria's. So every time, as soon as I come off the plane, she pick me up off the plane. It's just Port Royal, go and eat some fish, then make my
Famous
make
Gloria.
my way home. Yeah, man. I always go to Gloria's. The one down the bottom and the one up the top. We always go to Gloria's.
My cousin live over there, you know, and he work with the Maritime Institute. So, you know, he go.
Dr. Maria 21. No, not living in Jamaica. Used to, but I'm a yard that all the time. That's my yard. Yeah, I love going to Gloria's, and I think even though they put one downtown, but just going over Port Royal, have a buzz about
Port
it.
Royal is a better one, man.
Yeah, going over there, have a buzz about it. I don't get me wrong, you know. Seaside, I love down by the seaside. I saw the seaside. I went down there about 14 years ago. 14 years ago, I went down there and I said to someone, I said, you know what? You see down here, so in a few years' time, you're gonna see down here, so and see what it's like. And at the time, the person said to me, no, I'm talking. You know what? You're talking foolishness. And I said to the person, listen, watch and see. And I remember I was having a discussion with her about 2 years ago, and she said, look down here changing up. I remember what you said. And I was rubbishing it because, you know, I see the vision for down there, what was going to be happening down there. And hearing the Prime Minister said something recently about what coming on board for down there again.
But it's
right.
Okay, the engineer, where is Rockstone labor, right? 1 second, where is she? Rockstone, send me the thing, no, man.
Them start fix up over here, because my cousin tell me, say them all they start to them and all that, them a fix them out. They got the gun cannon them a take them out and relay them back.
Well, over Port Royal?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. They should, and they need to. I think, you know, over there got the potential to develop. Rockstone, I sent you the invitation. They need to develop over there, even run by where the Giddy House is. There is potential for around there, around the front side part, down by the seaside. There is also potential down that side as well. I used to go and buy fish when I go down there, and I just go down to by the seaside and just sit down and up bar thing down there and just chill, looking in the sea and eat.
Me used to go by man up on the naval vest them. Me used to go up on the naval vest them. So maybe in out of it as well.
Rockstone, can you accept the thing, please?
Can I say something
No,
once
but
again?
Dennis, of course, go ahead.
Know that brother said that.
Ronnie, wagwan. Hey, bless up, Ronnie.
All those former colonial masters statue, I think they need to demolish out of Jamaica and all that one done in St. Anne's Bay. I think they're supposed to reap it up and throw it into the sea, you know, because that is what still having bandage. Because if you still have statues of former colonial masters in Jamaica, where elsewhere in the world people are removing them from them city hall and from them where they name them. So I think those should move, because those are some of the things that are putting Jamaica backward, because we glorify the past and still having the past haunting us in front of us every day. Those statues should move.
I agree with you in parts. I agree with you in parts. The statue of the men or of man or woman, whether you're a man or woman, I think them statue need to taken down. But for things like the cannon and them thing, I wouldn't get rid of them.
I would take the cannon.
I would leave the cannon as a reminder of our bitter past.
Rebellious nature.
Yeah, man, I would leave them as a reminder of our bitter past. But whatever, any picture that there to remind us of our ancestral oppressor, I would get rid of them. I would dump them in the sea, as you said. They can go and be a part of the the sea life, they can go and live under there and whatever they need to do. They can use them as shelter under in the sea. So we don't need people like that to be hanging around in there. But yes, for the cannons and the way the cannon they position over there, I think it's really good. So they need to just rehabilitate them and put them back, or whatever they need to do and put them back there.
Engineer,
Yo.
why last night? Why you not just come out of the thing last night, brother? Because you can't make a taxi man to rather tell about engineering, boss.
Big man, some of the times you just have to just roll the thing. People go and hold what them hold and say what them say. You have to understand, a big man. When people mind set a certain way, or when certain people's mind set towards dunceness, they're gonna say all of that stuff. I can't make something like that affect me, big man. Really?
You don't know what kind of stupid question that you ask. When you answer him,
that's what I'm saying. You cannot dwell on them stuff there. And you have to understand that this is a general thing with people who I don't like to generalize people, but people who look on things a certain way from the PNP side, the same way them rule. It's like Black King I mentioned some point earlier. I feel it's so Black King I say is the truth. We as a country, we haven't really get to the point where we can prove things or we can implement things. We live on the edges with allegations, and if it not go so it near go so, and hearsay and speculation. It's so we live as Jamaican. So even Black King, if you notice as a country, we don't celebrate Dark King, Black King. You notice as a country, we don't like celebrate too long when things work. So it's almost like the employment numbers got to record level. What you hear upon the news, or what kind of job them create?
Yeah,
the same the same type of jobs that they
if it's too good
before, you know.
If it's too good, then criticize that. If it's bad,
exactly.
Yeah, man. That is the mentality.
Don't you think the media have a lot to do with it as well? Don't you think the media have a lot to do with it as well?
The media have a lot to do with it.
Because they're not giving us the amount of clout that they're meant to give to it.
Yeah.
The media play a big part, because for them, scandal is what sells. So them go to try to focus on scandals or bad news sells more. So if you were to build 3 hospitals, Zim, so let that happen, and a lady complained that she carried her father to a hospital in Westmoreland and he died in the emergency area. Which one of them do you think them in the news? Yeah? Them not talk about the 3 hospital. Them going to talk about the lady who carried her father to a hospital in a Westmoreland. Him die. And the story coming out from that will be, is so it stay right across Jamaica. And this are going right across. That will be the selling point. See? That will be the selling point. So when we run up in a guy, I try to tell me stuff. And when you sit down and you question these people have no sense of the facts. Just the facts. If I sit down with him and I said to him, big man, did you know that from 2016 till now, according to Statin, the inflation has risen by 60%, just around 60%. Inflation numbers. When I talk food inflation, when I talk overall inflation, has risen by 60%, just around 60%. But did you also know at the same point in time, minimum wage jump up by 140%?
No one speaking about that.
Man, when I say nothing no go so. I lie
in that, brother.
I lie where I tell her. Make up with the numbers. All I am thinking. Me sit down already and hear the man them tell me. Yeah?
But Black King, you know.
I get the feedback.
Sorry.
Yeah, man, that's cool. If I sit down with the man them again. If I sit down with the man again, and you say, big man, you tell me say food price raise. But me go check it. And me start say, boy, me say chicken raised by 84%. Me say saltfish raised by 16%. Me say mackerel raised by about 40-something%. And me say maybe canned beef raised by 70%. Big man. But at the same point in time, minimum wage increased by 140%, big man. So minimum wage now run ahead of the increases. The man them will look upon you and tell us, no go so. No go so, boss, man. So them are just the way the man them think. So when them get up and them take up a topic about engineering and all them little thing, you don't expect fear foolishness, man. Inking? You don't expect fear
Of course
foolishness.
you're gonna hear foolishness.
Yo,
You don't
I,
expect.
I was I was laughing my head off last night to Rat when you give him that layman's term. And I said, no, say go. I said, Jesus Christ, Thomas.
Yeah, but one of the man where
I'm telling you, the man, big man. Mr. Big man, it's not study thing work, big man. If a study thing work, you would have the same decking pan every building, big man, and a study thing work and a study thing calculate. The man go tell me, say.
And the wickedest thing, everybody behind him and say, yes, man, oh, get him now.
No, but I never that the funniest thing. Let me tell you the funniest thing. The funniest thing is that them have a man who say him a liar. I say, man, come on, I introduce himself, say him a liar. Then, by 2 2s, you ask him 3 questions, the man say him not get called to the bar.
talking about
you not get called to the bar.
were you guys on
So
caution?
you get it. Yeah?
Was it caution live?
No, there's a guy.
Yeah, man, there's a caution.
Say him a liar.
Yeah, but we was on caution live, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So caution was the one who actually the caution actually
The
questioned
man
us
say I'm
first.
a liar. The man I tell us I'm a liar. We need to listen to him because him know one thing. And I say, all right, cool. In that question, the man say him not get called to the bar. Him not, for how much years him say 40 something years?
43
Him not
years.
get called.
Him
Him not get
prison.
called to the
Him
bar.
forgot prison.
Him not get called to the bar. So him doing degree, but clearly was it smart enough to get called to the bar and him want we listen to him. Mr.
Prison.
No. And then here's the big thing, because let's say him not get called to the bar, him know him I talk about. When me start question the man about the judicial review, and me say, but big man, isn't it a fact that if the case that is set for trial now, if they find that that the procedures used by the IC was wrong, then that mean that the report's going to get squashed. The man totally clueless. But this is the way that
Howard even up. I don't know nothing.
But I would say he was a police officer, he's an ex-police officer.
He have too much things. He missed too much things.
Big man, this is how the typical PNP person talk. Them go on a platform, them say some stuff. When they start confront them with the facts, they don't know what the facts are.
Hold on.
Yes.
Howard is a taxi operator from Greater Portmore to Portmore Mall.
So Howard is the same as the other one.
Two of them run taxi.
They're friends. They run taxi together.
Yeah. One Caution run Portmore Mall to Greater Portmore. Same as Howard.
Oh wait, you don't know them people there? Oh, good.
Me know Howard. And one day me there a mall and me hear my listening live. Me nearly go in a taxi to,
Yeah.
And I hear me here, and I say, yo, the voice of sound familiar. Me go back again and list one clip. I say, Ross, me can't go in a come rent taxi.
Me say, I went engineer go back last time and I start ring see me though. Me say, me yeah, nothing from me by the brother. Then me and next man say, yeah man, make him talk, man. I chew him a talk, man. Make him talk, man. Me say, Jesus Christ.
No. On the thing say, I live in him don't live in New York. Don't make him chicken, no. I can take him picture of Malo and I send it to no. Only thing he live in New York.
And that's if you do, man. And that's if you do, take picture of both him and Caution. And send him up for your life. Every time him talk, you show them.
They love to tell too much lie. I tell them to tell the truth all the while,
But listen. These are the guys who are the mouthpieces for the PNP.
Hold on. If Howard live in New York, I left on December him live up. But me see him this November. The 13th of November. I left on live up now. I'm out in New York. I'm out here.
I said these guys are the mouthpieces for the PNP. Zin, I'm gonna have a problem if you're a taxi man and you're talking about once you know what the facts are. Zin, once you know what the facts are. But these guys don't know what the facts are. And
just them living in New York, you see them
Black King.
You remember? Speak true to the facts. That's all we need. Yeah. Speak true to the facts.
Hang on 1 second, guys. Tino said something.
Propaganda.
What you say, Tino?
Did you remember yesterday? One come up say He's in England for so many years from he was a kid.
Yeah,
And not
man.
one dose of accident it have.
Yeah, man.
And talking strong.
That's all. Listen, these PMP
Why
people,
they resonate with so much like? I said one come
DJ
up
Jota.
yesterday, him live in England for years since he's a kid. And he didn't have no ounce of accident. AKA accent.
Accent. I'm not accent, but him claims him living at the UK since he was a child. Yes, my brother.
Big question.
Yeah.
When you tell Caution say your operations manager for Privy Council,
I tell Caution that I'm operation manager for Privy Council.
him dep on him live and say right now.
Listen, you see, Caution have something called stupidity within him, yeah? So, Caution, I hope you're listening to me. And if you're listening to me, I know that's something definitely wrong with your head. Because I am not an operation manager for the Privy Council. I am an operation manager within that sector who look after that court. So the Royal Court of Justice, the Old Bailey, the City of London, the City of Westminster, is four of the court that I look after as part of my operation.
King and a joke, something wrong with the man for really no better.
Me and him not talk, me and him never have no conversation do. I talk me, I was talking one day and something and he hear. Me and him never have no conversation about that because I do not talk to that man. So me now way matter about me tell him. Me and him never have no conversation. I did not tell him nothing, brother. So me now way matter about he obviously if him go on the Royal Court of Justice website, you will see the name of the person who is there, who is in charge of the criminal case. So what these idiots do not understand, within the Royal Court of Justice, there are different divisions that make up the Royal Court of Justice. You know, and you can see clearly who is for the justice part. There's one part that deal with prisoners and all that. So he will see that if he go on there. So I do not know what is his problem. So he start talking about me now. Wow, that means I'm doing something good.
Black King, the problem them having a Black King is that them always misconceptualize the truth, and reality,
man. Yes, man.
So them live a generation of lies, So it becomes something like a norm to them, to speak forth lies, and make it sound like it's relevant, And you see, to them have an audience who is like them, who don't really research and do facts. They gravitate to the lies and the yes and the enemy does.
Yes.
So when you speak truth, that is why I tell them all the while when time I debate with them or them come to try to talk to me, and I say, if you're not coming with the truth and facts, don't bother land right here, so because I'm gonna beat you with the truth and facts.
You know what though? I must say, like, I come through Jamaica airport before, and I remember this police guy come to me and he took my passport from me. And when he took the passport from me, he decided to take my passport, walk over to a white man and put the passport in the white man hand. So I'm like, hey, what's this? Because me don't know who this white man you come and take my passport from me and go put it in my man. So me walk up to both of them and me just take the passport back out of the man hand. I said, can I have this? So the policeman come and hold on my hand. I'm like, what you doing? And I said, so why did you take my passport from me and carry it and hand it to somebody without you saying anything to me? I said, this is mine. This is mine. I don't care whoever he is. This is mine. You can't do that. So both of them come and them pull me one side and he was talking to me. So he like, what you doing in the UK? And I told him. He said, what is that? I said, well, you know, you take my passport from me and ask that man. I just told you about what I do. Ask that man beside you. So the man stand up there looking at me. He didn't say anything at the time, He stand up looking at me same way. looking at me. So I took out my home office badge and show him. And when I took out my home office badge and show him, he just told the police officer to leave me. So before by that time he kept my passport and everything. So he gave me back the passport and he make a comment like, oh, the black policeman said it to me, Oh, I did not know them up someone like you in them position over there. So I'm like, well, yo, what you mean by that? Because I used to other people make them comments. Why didn't you? I don't use my own make them comments there. So I'm like, what you mean by that? And he just look at me and smile and walk away. You get me? So I follow him and I'm like, yo, I'm never happy about them comments that you make, because I want thing them telling a man the international airport, them police will tell them, me give them trouble when me come there, because I know say me clean, me have nothing for me to worry about. Me don't make them talk to me anyhow. Don't come and talk to me anyhow. They all know me inside here. Because me not take it from them. Me just walk and carry my suitcase and put it in front of them and say, no, search this. Because we know only wait until me go up there and pick me out of the line to come and so no search it before me go up there. I saw me stay with them. So when I did that, and then he come and he said, so after I went and I said to him, I didn't like what you said. And he said, yeah, because we always hear about that nothing, the black people in England haven't got good job and all them thing and hear that. But so I'm like, yo, my job is not good, My job is not good. I'm not in the best job. So I like them statement the way you make. So, yo, at the end of the day, people like Caution, that's another one. Because if I said to you that I do something and you're over there chatting about it, I don't see why you're there chatting. Or if you're adding something else to it that you're not meant to add to it, you get me? You don't need to do that, brother. Caution, if you're listening to me, fix yourself up. Fix yourself up, Caution. That's all I'll say to you. Check man out anytime.
Black King, don't waste your time doing that, man. Straight up. I tell you this straight. Don't waste your time doing that. Zin, you have to understand the devices and the instruments that the man here use. The man run into a situation where they haven't seen a government operate at the level at which this one has operated. Zin, they are used to a country where all that there is to report is bad news. For the first in our life, we can report good news. We can report positive things happening. And it's almost like the man, it's like them a stutter and them have to search for something to explain to people that something is wrong. See? That's just the nature of them. See? Yeah, at this point in time, you realize that as a country, we're looking to just change the landscape of things. We went through, I think, 4 PNP years or so, where the overall GDP declined. Zin? Of the country. All right, cool. We'll come into 9 JLP year where the GDP increased, and that happened while we had COVID, a tropical storm, and a hurricane to deal with. See? We had the biggest risk to human health that we have seen in our lifetime. There's nothing that has been as big as COVID in our lifetime. There's no hurricane, no natural disasters that we see that compared to that. And we had a nice big hurricane that wiped out all of the southern parishes. And we had a tropical storm. And still in the midst of that, you had a government that was able to grow the economy, reduce unemployment. I'm sure when the poverty report come out, it will show a reduction in poverty in the midst of all of that. So,
at the moment, the poverty rate now is 12.3%.
And they will still put a twist to it. They will still try to play it down. I'm telling you.
What they will say is that it's bogus numbers. Remember, say that at the new playbook.
Yeah, man.
And that at the new playbook. JHF come out.
1993, the poverty rate was 113%.
Also, engineer, let me interject a little bit. When you said something, you know what they always forecast Jamaica as? Doom and gloom. You never see nothing good projecting out of Jamaica. Remember that was the talk in the 90s, doom and gloom.
Yes, doom and gloom.
So
Of
you got to
course.
remember that, you know.
Of course. What let me show you a thing. Let me show you a thing. There's a guy on the radio named Ralston Hyman. Zin? And he last year was telling us how the dollar going to raise past 160 per one, and the net international reserves are being wasted by the Bank of Jamaica. And me just listen to this man and I watch this man. At the end of the year, I write him, I say, Mr. Hyman, last year, the net international reserves increased by 19%. Between January to December, it increased by 19%. The dollar is the dollar is not 160 to 1, it's 156 to 1. And it only declined by roughly 2%. As a norm during the PNP years, it was declining by 8.5%, big man. So you don't really have no credibility. Up to now, we can't get a straight answer from these guys. These guys only know how to go on the radio, talk and say some stuff, but when you put facts in front of them, they don't know how to respond. Zin? Because they have never seen a government like this yet in their life.
But you have to see with them still now because if they talk with the government and lose their work. So you have to see with them. That's why you see, oral Chasey come out and talk why I talk, because if he talk any otherwise, he never work.
Listen, Oral Tracy now, one thing, you know, I hear that, but you see, sometimes with some of these people, I don't know, is something wrong with them just coming out there and just saying it how it is? Or is something wrong for them to come out and say it how it is and stop being stupid? You know the truth, Oral Tracy, and you're coming out there and glassing it over. What happened? Are you getting paid for that?
Black King, the man and the lion mouth. If they don't be careful, the lion bite out their rat it. So they have to talk on behalf of the who they might work for. If they ever go in the attack, otherwise, then they have a job tomorrow morning, brother. And I tell you.
What you say, man? They in a lion mouth?
Yeah, in a lion mouth, yes. Yeah? If he ever slip in slide, because remember say no, and the only job he ever have, you know, have you come and contact shit, you know, about the 2 minutes and gone, you know. You understand? So he have to hold on upon what you have. He can't talk, he can't do nothing more. Just like Diane Jackson Miller, if she loses, if she can't go back nowhere, because nobody don't want her.
Yeah, but some of them only making matters worse for themselves right now. I'm telling you this right now. Some of them only making things worse for themselves.
That's true.
They are not making anything easy for themselves right now.
Make another investor come out and buy out TV.
But I'm not even talking about that, you know. I say wait until the next
tomorrow morning.
Wait until the next election come.
Oh.
Wait until the next election come around.
All right. That's why these media houses need competition. Because of too much one-sided people in it.
Wait until the next election come around and you're gonna see a lot of these people gonna end up having got a job.
But you don't see how the journalism nowadays. The journalism, they can't ask a decent question now. Appear full question ask people. When you question people, you have to ask burning question that when any money if you answer it, you must up in chest before you could answer it. If you answer it, I don't answer it at all. That is the journalism what we want. We want
really and truly, I'm not gonna I don't know, like the journalists in Jamaica. I'm not gonna knock all of them because you know there's some decent. I think there was one over here. I think about 2 years now. She came over here to finish up her studying, It's not Elise Coley. It's some. I remember. I forget that woman name, but she used to read news on TV out there, and she's over here working, studying to go back home to work. And I would be surprised if when she go back home and she's not gonna
We
go.
want some Moti Perkins. We want some more Moti Perkins and Baba Tunde in our place.
What happened to Babatunde? Is he still around?
Me don't know. Me don't know.
Look, when I listen to this, I read something I couldn't hear.
All right.
Opposition lawmaker Hugh Graham attended only one of the last 36 meetings of the House of Representatives in 2024, missing mere debate affecting his constituency while collecting more than 13.76 million in basic salary for the calendar year.
Listen
So
here.
hold on, me ask a question pertaining to that. So if you miss the out of parliament, you're supposed to have something against you.
I don't know, brother, then do it because me not so you might collect so much money and I miss so much meeting.
No, but you're supposed to miss look here. I think there's a law saying you can't miss meeting as a member of parliament or whatever, brother. So
And here I say, in fact, over the past 2 years, Graham attended only 14 of 93 meetings.
Yeah, and I understand that because he do not want the position. He rather come on TikTok. And they're sitting down and chat shit.
I don't understand it. I know that he doesn't want the position, and he said that he's not going back.
Yeah, he's not
but
going
if you
back.
decide that you're no longer interested in carrying out the duties of an MP, why not resign?
Yeah, resign.
Yeah.
Just resign.
Because the Majorco, they're not gonna just resign and walk away like that.
Why resign? Why not resign? No, we
if him
know
do that, the PMP
that
not gonna have a seat. They're not gonna have that seat.
Yeah. I can understand where there are exceptional situations, like a man can be ill. All right. We know of Peter Phillips, for example, being ill. He's undergoing treatment. And him asks the permission of Parliament to, allow him to do that. And we can see that. But when a man, from what we know of, has no illnesses and no problem, why would you not go to Parliament to go and represent your constituency? And if you decide that you don't want to do that, just give up the job. Zin?
Mm-hmm.
Just give up the job. Zin? It's as simple as that in my eyes.
Listen, I would have think he would have given it up long time. I would have think he would have given it up long time, but he's holding on. I don't know. And
I don't understand the play. It's almost like they're playing with the system. There is a rule that you cannot be forced out unless you miss a certain number of sessions within a certain time. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember if you have to miss 3 sittings over a period of 21 days. I can't remember what the number is, but the number is there. But because of that number, he has been able to dance between the raindrops and fall afoul of that while hardly attending parliamentary meetings. It is awful. Simply awful. This man should resign if he doesn't want to do the work.
Brother, I share the same sentiment as you. From the moment I heard about it. But you know what? He rather sit around and Caution Nas sitting down there chatting shit with Caution every day than he spend more time on Caution Live than what he spend in Parliament. He on there more than the time that he spend in Parliament. Now, if you don't want the job, yeah. No, even if you don't want the job, man, just go. You that's what you're getting paid for. Aren't you getting paid?
How can you stop with that?
So I collect money for not doing nothing?
It's a person say Mike Henry too. Mike Henry a different case. So no, but you
I think Mike Henry is ill as well.
Mike Henry is ill. So we matter about Mike Henry too. Listen, yeah. Dolores, Mike Henry is ill Mike Henry is ill. And it's not even that he's not running back. If he wasn't ill, then he would have been going to Parliament. But we know that he is ill. But you, Graham, you hardly see anything of Mike Henry these days, isn't it? But you, Graham Star, come on. Mario,
These
how are
people,
you doing?
Jamaican people, idiot.
I am doing good. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mario.
Good
Mario, I don't know what's going
evening.
on. I'm quite sure I had you as friend yesterday. So let me see send back today again. But I did add you
What?
I did add you as friend yesterday and I get it back just now again.
Maybe I'm
Mario, I
maybe
don't want to ask friend, and I am deliberately doing it.
Wait, I'm not
you're
doing for
here
real?
now. What? How is that?
I'm
What?
about to back.
No. You see, it can be one of two things. It can be ignorance of TikTok or somebody getting my life and messing me up.
Oh,
You
okay.
sure it's not the other way around, Mario?
No, sir. I am a true person. If I said I'm doing something, I'm doing it. You know. So, good evening, everybody.
Yes, what is your take on you, Graham, now, Mario? You, Graham, always sitting on them live and chatting beer shit, brother.
You see, the thing about it, I heard Kevin was saying something earlier. I think the speaker has said that she will take action against people who don't show up for Parliament. And there was a number put in there. I don't remember. What was it, Kevin? I don't.
Isn't
But
Peter Phillips sick as well? So if him don't go to Parliament, we understand, because I think he's sick as well.
no, we should not. We should. Let me tell you, Mike Henry show up. And
Okay.
Mike Henry show up, and some Muda shows up, right? No, if you are so immobile to be a part of the Parliament, how is it you're representing the people?
That is what I said.
That's not fair.
Right. So for the benefit of the persons on the live and our audience.
Yes,
If you
HR.
miss Parliament, if you miss 6 consecutive meetings of Parliament in a 21-day period, you vacate the seat. Automatically vacate the seat.
So how much did he do? How much did you, Graham, did?
No, wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. You said 6 meetings in 21 days. That's 6 meetings in 3 weeks.
6 consecutive
In 3 weeks.
Right.
In 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But Parliament only meet roughly one time. The House of Representatives meet roughly once a week. So there's no way somebody going to fall afoul of that unless they start to meet regularly 2 times a week.
Is it a month?
True?
Is it a month, HR?
No,
Look
it's 21 days.
Days.
But
and it's 21 is it 21 consecutive days?
No, the period is 21 days. So it's
So it's over 21 days. Yeah, man, it's not gonna happen unless Parliament is meeting twice a week.
No, but there are committee meetings and stuff like that. That wouldn't count.
No, man, it's not committee meetings.
So
I
maybe
think
that's why he find a way around it. That is so.
Yeah, man, that is the way around.
That would make sense.
He missed one of the last one. You only attended one of the last 37 meetings.
All right.
Yeah, that is the way around.
Your Graham has been missing since March last year. Parliament has seen him since March last year.
Yeah, man. There should just be a straight percentage. Straight percentage.
So what that mean?
If my MP can make 50% of the meeting, what is the point?
They should put in a toilet and flush him down the sewage.
So HR, what does that mean? 21 days. How that would work? I mean, why you do the research on that thing?
That's what the order says. I'm not sure if it's workable, but that's what the order says right now.
Okay. So we have to go wait to see when Parliament meet what the speaker.
But it's really up to the speaker, to take action against the delinquent members.
Yes.
Maybe a waste of time for the action the speaker. Just leave him alone.
Now, what they need to do is change the standing orders. That's what they should do.
Yeah. Change up the standing order, man.
You know what? One thing we understand, one thing we get to understand, and I don't know if you guys hear about it before, but in Jamaica they've got some old draconian laws that exist within the Westminster system that need to change, and some if that might that be a part of it, where they've got this whole standing order system that need to change. Is that a part of it?
Maybe.
Not sure about that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure myself.
Good evening. One thing.
Clean green. Good evening, clean green.
I was just reading. Sorry, I was just reading that Prime Minister had indicated that, especially since they got the new increase, that parliamentarians will not be allowed to just miss sittings like that and pocket the salary without being fined. But I don't see any definite definite period that is say that like an allowance of how much that meetings they could miss.
Well, HR
see where fines are in place.
21 days, I mean.
No. What I mean is, I didn't see in the article that I was reading. It didn't say like what amount is allowed, because of course there's got to be allowances for anything can cause a person to miss a sitting. But I know that they are finable. So I don't know if you, Graham, find a way to go around the period so far as it is, so that it is not being fined or what. But there is something that is either in place or will soon be enforced in Parliament, because without taking the people can just say the salary just like that.
But the fine only address a part of the problem, you know. The fine only address one part of the problem.
True.
Because all of us find it very, very disgusting that a man should be getting full paid, but he's not doing full work.
Thank you. That's true. That's
what it comes down to. Right. Because attending Parliament is a part of his work.
No, you can't full work. Say no work.
No. Because going in the constituency is part-time work as well. Going in the constituency is part-time work. And it might be working out. Yeah. So there are other aspects of work.
Yeah, representing the people
represent 100%. Yeah. So straight off the bat, we agree that you can't be getting full pay and you haven't done full work. But that's only part of the problem. The other part of the problem is, why were you elected? You were elected to go to Parliament and represent the voice of the people. So we don't want somebody to get cheeky and say they will take the fine. No, once you start enter a realm where you attend most of the parliamentary meetings, that means that you should not be there in the first place, because
you're really not representing the people. The people send you to Parliament for voice them interest and to also
a fine is not enough. A fine is not enough.
Layman's term, you go to Parliament to conduct the nation business. So if you can't go to Parliament, that means you're not conducting the nation business. So you can vacate the position.
But I really like to. I was just looking at Google a while ago, I got that, but I say I would probably like to dig into it, because it's a serious thing. It is one of the reasons why people like me don't take up them things enough to say, boy, try to get to Parliament, because I know I'm going to have to be committed to the cause. And if I doubt I'm going to be able to commit to the thing 100%, I don't want to get involved in it. So if a person can't do it, don't put yourself up. Don't do it. You're there to represent a whole constituency of people of both sides of the fence. Because once the election done, we're supposed to forget about party now. Talking about your constituency. You understand what I'm saying? And you have taken upon yourself a task. And I remember, if you carry someone in your yard to chop the yard, you might chop it good for your PM, ain't it?
Wait there, but the general, the rule can work, because I think about it a while ago, because the house meets twice per week, right?
Twice per week, Tuesday and Friday.
So Right. So
Most of
the
the
house
times.
meet six times in a month. That's all.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
most of the times,
The
no.
man, the
Could
man,
could be
the
seven?
man
Could be
supposed
seven?
to go
No,
home
man.
soon.
No, man.
Could be
Think
seven.
about
It
it.
could be
It's not,
seven too.
no,
But
guys. How many times did they meet last year? I think it's something like 50 something times they met last year. You know? Yeah,
That's
so
only
that's
once a
roughly
week.
just about once a week. You
But
understand me, I say?
but then the house of meet on
it's
Thursdays too.
some months.
No, man.
They meet.
Last year, what the report say? How many times did they meet last year? I think the article state how many times they met last year. Something like
I have to
50
look back
something
at it. I
times.
have to look back at it.
Yeah, man. It's 50 something times the house met last year.
I give
All
a
right.
Nobody
So if the
the
house meeting
election.
50 something time,
80 something, man.
80 something, no, man. I think it's 50 something because I think people like Wholeness must attend 30 something out of 50 something meeting, and Golden attended 41 of 50 something meetings.
The article last back from me, that's why I can't find it. It just.
Yeah, man.
Also, Jacob, you must remember that depending on what day of the month, the year, the what day of the week the month starts. Some of those months having like five of one of one, like Wednesday, for argument's sake. You can have 5 Wednesday if the month starts on a 5 on a Wednesday. So you have more cities for some months and some. You can understand what I'm trying to say.
Remember it's Tuesday and Friday in the box.
All right, so if it's Tuesday and Friday, so you can have a month with five Tuesday and 4 Friday. You know that's
Yeah,
possible.
But
That's
Friday,
I hear that, but you roughly, yeah, but you
Friday
roughly
for the
going to have
Senate.
around.
So it's
Yeah,
Tuesday
you
and Wednesday the house meet normally. Thursday and Friday, so they said it.
Okay.
No, the upper house meets on Friday.
Right, Thursday and Friday.
I could believe it said 37 times out of 90 something meeting.
That's not good enough for nobody.
You know, it lost me.
He missed too much.
Something just 1/3 of the time that you know.
He missed too much.
At the end of the day, boss, you should never miss the country's business. Yeah? You're supposed to attend the country's business, no matter what it is. Only thing can stop you from attending the country's business unless the country send you on some assignment or you're sick.
Or you have state of emergency or whatever. Those
State of emergency.
yeah.
But if you up and well and you can up on TikTok, you suppose you can go in the parliament too.
But it is on the opposition leader to have one of his I would say team member now, maybe not the right word, to be off so long as a poor representation on him.
The opposition leader can't deal with him. Him no want to be a part of them.
If you are dealing with a criminal organization, what do you expect?
The opposition leader can't deal with him, because he do not want to be a part of them.
That is true.
That's speed.
I'm not business with them.
These people are where am I tell you?
Yeah, man, him done with them, man, but him now step down. Not until the election.
Exactly. And that is an issue.
About that, I don't know much about. So you're saying he's part of that faction separation thing that is going on between the risers and the whatever, right? That's what you're saying?
I don't know what created the problem, but I understand that they are falling out.
Okay.
Some time ago, and based on that factor, he has not been representing since.
But you see that you see some people don't realize what's the difference between party and country though. Because if you're representing your constituent, you represent your constituents no matter what. Those people are depend on them vote you in for do a job.
Well, clean gain in the work, as it relates to the work, my people are work for me now.
Okay.
So you can actually see some work being done in the constituency.
Okay.
That gentleman works on behalf of him, I'm sure of that.
Okay.
Yeah, but otherwise, you're not seeing him.
Yes,
that is,
I think
that is very weird.
I think somebody will say in our live one time said there's a counselor who have a seat and end up a work overseas. So me I wonder what can go so?
We did hear that's up there for true, you
Yeah,
know.
me hear the argument there for real, true.
Yeah? What can
Yeah.
go so? You
Same
be a
accounts
counselor
that my work overseas.
and you work overseas. Brother, them things are not supposed to work, brother. You're not supposed to come back and see seat.
True, man.
Yeah, man, I went and double check it. HR. The House met 56 times last year, and over the last 2 years, I think it worked out 57 times last year because they said there was one additional sitting that the article never considered. So they met 57 times last year, and over the last 2 years, they have met around 93 times. And another one, what them never did count. So 94 times. And it's not just a 1 year thing, it's 2 years the man doing this sort of foolishness. The man has attended 14 meetings out of the past 2 years where he was supposed to attend Parliament 93 times.
Okay.
You see? It's foolishness.
Yeah, the engineer, at the same time, we are saying, we're saying a while ago, man done with the party. You see me?
Yeah,
So
yeah, but
yes,
that we are saying, if you're done
that's
with
why.
the party, resign.
Yeah. And that's why
we
you
are
not
saying,
see him. Me I wonder if
if you're
them are
done with the
telling
party, resign.
me I wonder if them are telling for hold it until election. Because maybe them don't want to buy election, you know?
Wait, not the same party who said them think about Jamaicans.
Yeah,
Not the
but
party that said that.
alright, but you are going.
I'd have start that.
Attack. You know, see? They just put up in the wind and they blow away.
As I say, every time we look on the facts them the line up with what the man them claim.
Yeah, line up, brother.
Yeah, Damian, they I think they know, you know. Damian a campaign up that side, you know.
We know.
You know, careful, yeah. And him something where the leader himself or disassociate himself or distance himself from it. It shows that there is no organization in that party.
But remember, I said the leader come out.
Man with the rebellion nature talk off like up ahead.
Darker shade. Let me ask again the next question. Because clearly me just not understand the man them. The man them say one thing and do a next thing. The man them said them come at the KC, what they call it, the KCC, and them said them must show a new level of integrity and a new level of governance at the KCC. Them have a man who sits on the building committee, and the man did not get approval to build a building, and he's building a 3-story building that he didn't even get approval for. And this man sits on the building committee. And it's the man himself have to get up and say, okay, when it's obvious to everybody that this thing cannot fly like this. It's when the files up on the road and everybody know about it, you know. That the man himself say him go resign. Not the party tell the man say him have to take away himself, you know. It's the man himself say him go resign. What kind of slackness is that?
Because
me not
you never
understand
know if that get catch, you never know if
make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me.
I did disorganization of the thing, but you are going. When I try to make it make sense, you know, I'm glad it happened. You understand? So people them can stem for where them be before DD. You understand? Oh,
The engineer.
The well-thinking Jamaicans will see and deal with them thing accordingly.
Let me say something there real quick as I'm driving. The law is not a shackle. That says it all.
PJ.
The law only applies to the poorer class.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That a changed, you know.
Okay.
You know, that a changed. Know that.
Yeah, we know that a change. We know that it's changing. I can attest to that.
What me I say?
It have to change.
If
It's
you are
not
the
business
leader,
as usual, you know.
if you are a leader at the opposition and come up to the whole nation and tell them, say, us PMP keep our differences aside and let's win this thing here. Yeah? What I tell you say? That tell you say the conflict of interest in a whole party. Them people I think say Jamaican people are idiots, you know. When man like Dayton Campbell can go back and see it while lose. Anybody else, any sense everybody that try we can test it back. But no, he can't go back there because the whole of the PNP is not sentence that want him back down there.
No, because if you look on him nature as a youth, him rebellious now. Very rebellious.
Okay,
And I'm part rebellious.
I know only rebellious. You meet there, you know, I go down the line there, but you know what I talk about. Fiddle. You understand?
Let that go. I'm Mario a while ago. Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah? You tell her that, yeah.
Also remember this, you know. Everything that we're talking about, you know, is the media that fight against us, you know. Of them, you know. So we use the same media where it wasn't effective to put our point across, you know. They put out certain things where we use as evidence up to this day, you know. To use to fulfill our argument, you know.
You think that TikTok, you think that PNP got a TikTok about because
they don't.
They don't. They don't welcome it because what? The amount of approves them against from us right now. They can't believe.
2016 it was Facebook.
Yeah.
And Instagram. Now it's TikTok in 2024 and 2025. So we don't have to use the narrative of their fake music, you know. All we do is the evidence that put forth what them have before, you know. We use that, you know, because they can't erase that anymore, you know. It is evidently embedded in our subconscious, you know.
You know what upset me the most, bro? Me see Mr. Campbell come out in our meeting and talk, say, him have a tax agricultural produce or import in Jamaica, see? And after it reach media, party leader among other people that disassociate themselves from the comment or from the statement that was made. And you know, say you have party supporters where I say, yo, if you tax the goods for real.
Yes, because they are idiot, brother.
Well, I don't know if they understand it. I don't know if they understand the economical
Hey, I remember, so them they have field slave and them they have all slave.
Darker shade, one to you, man.
Yeah.
Darker shade. When the man there in a
And
meeting,
it
you
seems
listen
like
to the
the
video.
PMP them can't get out of the
Yeah,
house
man,
yet.
I listen to man.
Darker shade. What happened in the video when the man made the proposal? Didn't you hear everybody cheering for what the man said?
You know how you doing it.
I said to you, I don't understand, bro.
Everybody was cheering for the idea. Everybody was in favor of the idea until the idea touched mainstream and we started saying, but wait.
And for others who are being pushed.
The question me want to ask. The question what me want to ask. If PMP couldn't make agriculture go through and be successful in the 1990s, how the hell they want to make it happen in a 2025 or 2026? It can never happen, brother. Because in the 1990s, PMP did have the opportunity to make agriculture grow. They never make it happen.
1990s, you look so far.
But the engineer, you see the counter argument to Mr. Honest stated. I see him in our video. Them counter the argument where Dayton Campbell make. And when we listen to Mr. Honest talking, brother, me I say, then people so simple. Look, it was so simple put. People not really understand what the man I try to do to we.
Yeah.
Me not get them. I saw you deep down in your party politics that you are go applaud the man for chat. Me not even want to
Yeah.
use the
All
word.
right.
No.
How many things what we consume as people in our country, what is not from Jamaica?
Where's it, Kevin? Say it
How many
again.
how many stuff we consume as consumer in a Jamaica? What is not from Jamaica? What we will never produce? How many things?
Quite a few. Quite a few. I
So
can
if
think
you
about flour and rice to begin with.
all right, so if you're gonna put an import tax on flour and rice, what's gonna happen?
No, and that thing, Kevin, what they not understand is that the taxes are going to trickle down on us.
That's
And the
is it.
part they not get.
So if
All
you
I try to explain it. Listen, me try to explain it earlier. Them not get that part there. All them I think about is the fact that tax are going to collect to do something.
I hear
And
somebody
they believe that it is the importers of the goods that will only pay the taxes.
make a comment in a program earlier on. I mean, I tell you the truth. I was saying this all along. You see, the local producer you're buying at the market, it's much cheaper and better than when you buy it in a supermarket. And the person say, when you buy it in a supermarket, there's a markup and it is tax. When you buy it in the market, there's no markup and it is not tax. And what the person said earlier on, it is really true. Anything you buy in a supermarket, brother, no matter what, yeah, even say no tax, it's still tax because there's a markup on it.
No,
I don't think there's a tax on it. I think there's a markup on it, but not a tax. I
There's
don't
a
think they put
markup.
GCT. Yeah, I don't think they put
Well,
GCT on vegetables.
no, well, I agree.
right.
But there's a markup on it.
Correct.
No, they put tax on it. They put tax on it, man.
All right.
They
Really?
do put tax on it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Farm
they
produce?
do. The supermarket do it. Yeah, man, they do
Anything
it.
going to
Because
supermarket,
No.
brother.
I think, let me check it.
everything that's going to
Anything
supermarket.
itself.
Yeah, man,
Everything
check
that
the
going to
box, man.
supermarket.
Anything that sell attract GCT.
Everything they sell
They
at
do, man.
yeah. I tell you that.
But when
But
you go
with
in there, it's a different thing.
that different thing, that person, I've been saying this all along, that person who come up with it since night is a genius. Because let me tell you something, that is going on for years.
In the market, you have options too. In the market, you have options, you know.
There's
Because
only one
if
place.
you go early enough, you can catch a farmer
Yes.
and you will get it cheaper.
There's only one place me know in a Kingston where me used to buy vegetables and fruit and all that stuff. There was a place up by Canton Spring Road near Richie B supermarket. There was a big farm produce place. Yeah? And that man was competing with downtown because he sell things and make things in there at the same time. Yeah? And that company go down during PJ time. I think there's a bank up there now. I think in a bank in that bill that complex right now. Yeah? Yeah. Jesus Christ, me I tell you, say Jamaica.
To Kevin.
Brother, me tell you something. The hardest time in my life, me can tell any man this now, is the 90s, brother. Hardest time in my life. Brother, me go downtown, go buy a shoes and basket, brother. If you raid come on my yard, no come, no one man take it off of me, no. So, brother, I take no shoes. Brother, me tell you.
Kevin, give me a sense. Young enough, me can reason about certain things. And that's something I always come with. When I forward on the live them. See? We start with 01. Partner pay was $7,700. When I say the partnight.
All right. You know, if you said
Minimum wage I know. 15,000 a week. That a 30 grand a fortnight.
I project
That is how much times when we used to get 4 times.
4 times.
When we used to get. You understand? Minimum wage. And I never used to get minimum wage at that time. Minimum wage was lower than that. You understand me? I'm saying when man used to get salary back in them days, it tough. The job when me I do now at 20 years me I do it. Saying, and when me just start do it, I couldn't do nothing more than buy food to eat. Not even work I couldn't go.
All right.
Man I feel hustle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I tell you what kind of hustling, because don't know anything go. But
Mm-hmm.
man I feel hustle. Nah, that make ends meet. Today, totally different, bro. Them days they used to call man bossy slave. You remember them days, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Tell them to do it now, no.
Brother, me tell
Tell
you
them
what,
to do it now, no.
me
Your
get a
colleague
story.
will drive Benz and be my brother.
Me get a
And live in
story.
a mansion, big house.
Me get a story.
And an hustling do that, that we pay.
Me get a story. When me used to when me in a what 2005 when time me left when me left war zone and come to Jamaica. I've been run Jamaica to blow that skirt. Everybody don't pay me. Give me this number. Wait, we are left for me or whatever. Nowadays me got Jamaica. Nobody not ask if you nothing in the bear. Yeah, you the man go one place and you man say say I'm my run today. I saw the man ma deal with it, Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Whatever used to happen.
One time you used to see people back at foreigner. You now see them more answer again.
All
Very
right.
real.
No
Hi,
man
hi.
not call the phone and ask if you nothing more than so again.
Evelyn
Hello,
Marcia.
Marcia.
How are
Good
you
evening,
guys?
Marcia. How you doing?
Hi, Marcia. How you doing?
Oh, not bad. When me hear the man that says something about GCT, tax in the market and the tax in the supermarket. Explain that theory again to me.
Who said it?
Some tax, him say some markup.
GCT attract, the goods attract GCT in the supermarket.
Not all goods though. Some goods are exempt from it. As the Prime Minister said, basic food items.
Agriculture produce in attack.
Well, do they carry GC? Is it exempt from the supermarket? If it's exempt from it, then they can't
Yeah.
tax it.
But there's a markup.
My dear, the markup doesn't mean tax.
I
Markup is the
know.
profit.
Yeah. There's a difference.
No.
It's a difference. GCT and markup different.
Yeah, I know.
Markup
There's
is
a
the
different. But
profit.
what I say, it better you support the local man in the market than inside the supermarket.
No, that is right. Right, we are set here, yes.
Right.
Because you have options in the marketplace.
Correct.
But that you might not have it in the supermarket.
Yes.
Right, but you can't put GCT to say GCT. Markup is GCT.
No, markup and GCT are two different
No, markup
supermarkets.
and GCT are two different things.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. When I said GCT, and that's why I say no, that can be. I don't know if grown producer carry a GCT, but I know that some of the basic food items.
All I know is, Marcia, I'm tell you this right now. I'm tell you, because me was a salesman back in Jamaica, and I can tell you this. Me not just no supermarket. No.
That right. That doesn't mean that. That
No,
doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
that.
No, me just
Yeah.
tell you, say, when you come out to prices and stuff, I rather go to a wholesale than a supermarket.
But you can't trust the wholesale too. Why you trust the supermarket over the wholesale?
Well,
The
I
market
know
wholesale.
that means that for sure say when you are shop, you must have this thing about you when you are shop that you know how to shop. Just go anywhere and just buy things. You have
True.
to know. You have to know to bargain yourself around.
But true still. True.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Me go
buy, but that is if you
me go
buy.
Jamaica. Me go Jamaica and go do shopping. Yeah, cause me go have many function with my family them. And everybody look for me and say, so how you get so much good for little bit of money? Me say, listen to me, man. You see, the problem with Uno is Uno just jump in a one shop, go buy something and don't think about the consequence. You get around. When me are going a shop, me have to scan the market and see what is good and what is there for my money. You understand? Because you cannot go waste money in a one place. So and when you check it out later on, you go on the road, you see the man that sell it for $1 different. Because the reason why me have that